good guys win. Steal our lives and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Vulcan on the right, lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right, going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steal our lives and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Vulcan on the right, lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right, going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers ask not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bold light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
ExcaliburServices.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a
This
tool?
is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
ExcaliburServices.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a
The 4-game losing streak is over. The Birmingham Bulls fought through without leading scorers Carson Rose and Michael Gillespie, as well as in-game injuries that happened to both Tobias Ojic and Ben Higgins, yet still were able to take down the second-place Peoria Rivermen 3-2 in a shootout. It was the first shootout win for the Bulls since last year. So a few good things did come out of that game last night. A few good things did happen to Birmingham, which hasn't happened lately. However, the reward for that win is a rematch with a big, strong, and now angry Peoria team again tonight. Hello, everyone. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Drevany at the Pelham Civic Complex for tonight's rematch between the Birmingham Bulls and the Peoria Rivermen. This game will be the second in 2 nights, and we'll finish up a 3-game stretch tomorrow night at home against the Macon Mayhem. It's never easy to have 3 games in 3 nights, but at the very least, these were at home. But first things first, a game at least against, in my opinion, the best team in this league, the Peoria Rivermen. You get the feeling, Greg, that Birmingham needs to weather a storm of these games when we're not at full complement like last night we were able to do. And if we can get through those, then you have to feel better about the second half of the season. Am I right?
Well, I think so. And the thing I like about last night's win, Jody, is that the Bulls played a definitely different technical style on the ice. They were playing more defensive. They had 4 guys in the quadrant that the puck was in. They always had support on the defensive side of the puck. If they got in trouble, they had somebody else they could drop it to. Not in the neutral zone. In the defensive zone, there was always somebody there protecting the backside and always being between the puck and the net where Austin Lott stands.
Last night, Kip Ledzianko got back on the board, scoring a pair of goals, the first 2 goals of the night for Birmingham, as a matter of fact. So he was able to step in where Rose and Gillespie left off. You got to have a little bit more of that from not only him, but maybe Colton Olick, Drake Glover, and his brother Phil Ledzianko tonight.
Well, Glover definitely last night wearing that C on his jersey. He had a physical presence. He was battling. He was playing gritty. He had a couple of nice opportunities, Jody, that the looks were there, and it just up and away, missed the net. But what I always tell everybody, doesn't matter necessarily about if you don't score goals. What matters if you don't get the opportunity. So I'm not worried about Glover. Olnick, he's, what do you call it? Hot and cold. When he's hot, he's really hot, and when he's cold, he kind of he's there. So one of those things where I like consistency. I like a consistent guy who's, chipping in for a point a game, whatever, and you can base this style that the Bulls are playing off guys like that. But you have to be able to produce a little bit of something every night.
We talked a little bit before we came on the air, Greg, about Austin Weber, and I want to bring this up because I personally think it's a great story. He's a local kid, grew up in the Birmingham Youth Hockey Association, moved his way on up, played in both the Federal League and the SPHL, and Greg, last night, it looked like he belonged not only in this league but on this team for Birmingham. Not short term, but long term.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, that the thing that Weber brings to the table is the kid has speed and he has grit. Not very big in stature, but you know what? He makes up for it by hitting the big guys low. He's not afraid to go into the dirty areas, and he's got that uncanny ability. Every once in a while, he will do something out there that you typically don't see, and it's awesome to watch.
I did see him last night one time. I don't know if he meant to do this or not, but he literally got in the face of Tristan Trudell, who's all 6'5", 240 pounds, leads the league in penalty minutes. He didn't back down, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think he was trying to pick a fight with Trudell, but he wanted to let him know that, hey, I'm here. I'm not afraid of you.
Well, and that's half the battle right there, Jody. When you talk about the ability just to stand up for yourself, once you can do that, next thing you can do is you can stand up for your teammates, and that's something Weber's not afraid to do. He's worn an A last year in the Fed when he was there, and what I like about this kid, he's gritty. He may not go out there and scrap Trudell tonight, but if there's somebody else a little more his size in his weight class, I guarantee you that kid has 100 minutes of penalties on 20 games last year, 30 games last year. He had 65, 70, so that tells me he's not afraid to drop the gloves, and those fives come in handy, especially when we're at home.
Well, that's an element that ever since really we were in Roanoke and lost in the finals, we've talked about Birmingham missing. That type of player, that type of game and that he brings onto the ice, you kind of hope and you pull for him that he's not only going to make it, but make a difference and maybe rub off on some of these other guys that are still searching for that game of theirs.
Well, the biggest difference that I noticed about him, and granted, I've played with him before, and even, the summer leagues and stuff like that, the kid is sheer offense when you're playing at that level. But what I really liked about him last night is he had defensive awareness. He had some key defensive takeaways in our zone, and that fit right in with exactly what the Bulls are doing. So as far as I'm concerned, hey, you can chalk him up, and I look to see him in the lineup in the future.
As they announce the starting lineups tonight for both teams, and in particular tonight for Birmingham, I hesitate to bring this up, but since you are the goaltender of choice here as far as back in the 90s were concerned, Austin Lodge is going to get the start again tonight. Every time the Birmingham Bulls have taken the ice since Hayden Stewart has been down with his injury, He's been on the ice. At what point do you start to worry about the load that he's carrying? After all, he's coming off major hip surgery last season, and yet seems to not be able to take a night off. He's back in the net again tonight.
Well, Jody, I'll say this. The answer to that question lies solely at the discretion of Austin Lotz every time he comes off the ice after 60 minutes. How does he feel? Maybe you give him some time off, forget about those morning skates, forget about the Monday, Tuesday practice. He's been in the league long enough. He knows what he's doing, and I'm telling you, the more Austin Lotz plays, the better I think he's playing and elevating his performance. So I would play him until he says, hey, I need a day off.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but coming from someone who has had major hip surgery myself, and Austin and I have spoken about this, that's not an easy part of your body to heal up, and you can really re-injure it quickly. It doesn't take much. We'll pause real quick for the singing of our national anthem. Miss Teen Shelby County tonight will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're about set for action here. The last 30 seconds of our clock counting down before the face-off tonight. Starting lineup. First for the visiting Peoria Rivermen. Defensively for the Rivermen, they'll go with Chase Spencer along with Zach Wilkie. Up front, they'll go with Carlos Fornares, Michael Gillette, and Alec Baird, their leading scorer and former Birmingham Bull. For Birmingham defensively, Hayden Ford to go along with Taylor Briley. I still maintain the best defenseman in this league. Taylor Briley has done nothing to show me anything differently. The steadiest defenseman this team has. Up front, Drake Glover, Colton Olick, as well as Nikita Kozarev back in action the second game since his injury. Played a good game last night, a solid game. I'd like to see him shoot the puck more, Greg, as I feel the same way about the Ledzianko twins, but especially with both Rose and Gillespie out, somebody needs to take charge. We'll see what happens tonight.
Goal.
All right, as they get ready, the face-off will come tonight. Officials tonight, Jason Ortiz, same as last night. He'll be the referee. Linesmen are Gabriel Graham, Daniel Iannello. Austin Lotz, a no goal for the Bulls, 5-6-0, 2.83, and a .913 save percentage. Brandon Perron gets his first start ever for Peoria. He comes in with an 0-1 record and a 15.65 goals against, 636 save percentage. We'll talk about why that's the case in a few minutes, but we're underway. Puck in the Peoria zone, knocked free back at the point. Briley has it. He sends a wrister in on Perron. On his knees, he gobbles it up, gloves it, face-off comes up in the Peoria zone. Already some talking, some pushing and shoving, Greg.
Well, you'll see that all night tonight, Jody, and the good thing I like about Perron in net for the Bulls, shoot the puck. That's the key to it. Don't be fancy. Stick to the game that got you where you got last night. Put those pucks on net and test this guy early.
Glover on the draw for Birmingham to the right of Perron. Bear for Peoria. Bulls control. Brierly spins and sends it behind the net. Kozarev catches up with the puck first. He drops it far corner. Kozarev and Bear fighting in the corner, still going after each other. Puck tied up behind the net, knocked free by Wilkie. Can't get it out. Hayden Ford, a good job to keep it in. Birmingham changing defensive pairs. Drake Glover with the puck. He had it taken away from him by Spencer. Loose along the near boards. Ledzianko has it. He sends it behind the net where Wilkie has it for Peoria. It absorbs a hit there from Kip Ledzianko. Loose puck now along the near side. Cleared by Peoria. Bear takes a hit from Kip Ledzianko. You know, those two twins, they're not afraid to mix it up physically, Greg. Now we have a whistle blown. We're going to have a penalty, a cross check coming up. It didn't take long, 1:06 into this first period. And off to the box will be Frank Trezera, giving Birmingham the first power play of the night.
And that's what we talked about last night, Jody. It's the same thing where, you know what, you can come out, you can be physical, but when you have that presence on the ice, everybody in the stands and the referees know that that's your game. So anytime you take your liberties like Trezera just did with the cross-check, you're going to get called.
Bulls on the power play. Number one in the league on the draw, have control. Romeo with it, just inside the Peoria blue line. Slides it to Phil Ledzianko. Down low for Higgins. Ledzianko almost lost it, but gains control. Down low, Higgins centers a pass out for Kip Ledzianko. A pass to everyone and back into the Bull zone.
Yeah, just a little bit outside there on that pass across. He hit it last night, so we'll see if he can't get another opportunity here on this next rush.
Romeo coast to coast, drops it back for Kip Ledzianko. Gives it to his brother Phil. And they tried to set it up for Glover. Wasn't expecting it, and Peoria clears. Look out, 2-on-1 shorthanded break. Farnaris' shot, that one goes wide of Lodge. Birmingham got caught and almost resulted in a goal. Now kept alive by Peoria, but it's offside as they brought it into the Bull zone. Greg, what happened on that to give up a 2-on-1 shorthanded odd man rush?
Jody, I wish we had a little rewind button here just for ourselves and, you know, for everybody on Flow Sports. But the Bulls come in, they do that hinge where they drop it back to the guy skating in, and Glover's on this side, but he has to wait for the guy with the puck to cross the blue line, so he throws it to the outside, and you're standing flat-footed.
Well, we both talked about our disdain for the hinge, at least, especially on the power play, though. Just take the puck and go. You already got a situation as Birmingham having a little trouble getting this power play started. Drops it back, trying to set it up. Now Briley will just take control himself, takes the puck behind the net, and he skates to center ice. He drops it back for Kozarev, puts it in. Kale List will get there first. Kozarev tries to knock him off the play. He's taken along the near boards and cleared easily by Ernst. He'll bring it in. He drops it back. There's a pass for Devine. He got the shot off. Lotz made the save, and if you wouldn't know it, you'd say they were at even strength, Greg. Birmingham having all kinds of trouble setting this power play up.
There you go. That's what you want to do. Dump it in, go get it.
Along the near boards, there's a hit there by Gillette on Matthews. Puck comes free. Ledzianko taken down by Farnaris, but Birmingham has control of the puck. Down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining, and that one just whistled right by it. Maybe a shot or two, but nothing of quality for Birmingham. We're back at full and even strength. Gillette brings it into the Bull zone, puts the brakes on. Tried to center one down low. Green was there and clears it. Spencer, I thought was offside, but they rule it off. Now Alec Bear, cross ice pass, they score. Nice pass to Zach Wilkie, and no problem with that. Wilkie beat Lotz to this near post. He just didn't have enough time, Greg, to get across, and just that quickly, right after the power play expires, Birmingham down 1-0.
Well, that whole opportunity in the Bulls' offensive zone comes once again from that hinge, Jody. Coming in, they did it twice. They couldn't gain access to Peoria zone. They turn it over, same thing, rim it around. Peoria breaks out, and they're down in our zone.
Here's the call.
Wilkie, the assist, number 91, Alec Bear, and number 27, Mike Gillette. Goal scored at 3:26 of the first quarter.
3:26 to go. Birmingham has the puck in the Peoria zone. They better do something quick. Nice crowd filing in, even though we're in a terrible storm situation. You want to get this crowd into it. Devine tried a centering pass out for Nazareth. Loses that possession. Birmingham has it. McTavish had it. Knocked away from him, and it's brought right back in by Nazareth. And he touches up an offside. A delayed offside was called as he touches. The face-off will come outside the Birmingham zone. On that goal, Zach Wilkie on the goal, his 4th of the season. The defenseman, the top defensive scorer in the SPHL, his 24th point of the season.
Oh, he had one last night where he dropped down off that left point. It's the same thing, right? And that's where those wingers on the Bulls, they've got to pick up their D.
Off the draw, Kozarev goes down. Peoria sends it in. It'll come near side. Played by Trezera. Loose puck picked up by Ernst. He skates past everyone, just turns and spins, deflected into the near corner, where it's taken by Crowder behind the net. Centering pass, look out, Spencer will try a wraparound, does. Knocked away by the Bulls defense. Now there's a pass back for Ernst. He takes the shot, blocker save made by Lotz. Ernst has it, back at the point. Spencer with a shot. Lotz lost his goal stick, look out. Made the save, but lost the stick as it's laying on that far boards. Birmingham will try and clear. Not sure if Lotz will have time to go get his stick or not. He doesn't. Goaltender playing without a stick is not a good deal. Back in the Bull zone, played by Taylor Brierly. Cross-ice pass connects with Ledzianko. Now Lotz out of his net, plays to get his stick, does. Behind the net, Phil Ledzianko. We're on the boards, back at the point. Matthews for Green, knocked away from him by Gillette. And it's taken by Peoria, far side. Behind the net, taken away by Birmingham. Centering pass looking for Higgins. It's loose in the slot. Higgins takes it. Green takes the wrister. That's blocked in front. Still loose along the boards. Birmingham trying to maintain some pressure. Now down on the play, Higgins was taken down. A whistle blows. This is going to be a penalty.
Yep.
And there's no doubt about it. Davizhanov took Higgins down, and he's actually arguing about it, but I don't know if he's going to call roughing or cross-checking. He could call anything he wanted, but Higgins got the worst end of that deal.
Well, here's the difference, Jody. Last night, Peoria came out, and to a man, they were playing physical, right? And then I think that they came out with a little different idea tonight where they're like, hey, we played hockey in the third period, and we scored some goals, and that's what we need to do, come out. But they haven't taken the plays like that out of their game. So
what is the physical player? How does that goal? They're up 1-0. They're undefeated when they score first. How does that goal affect their physical game? Did that make them more physical, or does it make them calm down and try and score more goals?
Well, I don't think they're not coming out the way they did last night. Last night, every guy, they were charging up the wall. They were finishing every check. They were doing that. Tonight, they're just out here playing hockey. But that physical, that's not physical what they're doing. That in front of the net on Higgins, a cross-check in the back, I mean, you know, it's not like the goalie can't
they're
see
still
over
talking about it. I don't know what the discussion is. Ryan Romeo along with Zach Wilkie, and
unless they're sending Higgins too.
Well, they're having a deep discussion, and now here's the call.
Davizhanov, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Number 15, Renat Davizhanov, 2 minutes for the cross-check.
So there you go.
Well, I still don't know what they're arguing about unless Ryan Romeo is trying to get an extra minor out of it, but it's not going to happen. Another power play for the Bulls, 0 for 1 so far. Remember, as that first power play expired, Peoria with the pressure on converted, and an even strength goal, go up 1-0. Birmingham will try and even the score here. Off the draw, Bulls have it. Brierly plays it near face-off circle for Sinclair. Back for Brierly. Brierly watched by Ernst, so he'll send it far for Kozarev. Down low, Glover. Back at the point for Brierly. Glover to Kozarev. To Brierly. Takes a shot, score! Taylor Brierly with a wrister, and he beats Perron. Stick side.
No goal.
They're going to wave the goal off.
Yep. They're going to wave it off. They're going to call goalie interference, and I don't know about that one, Jody. Perone came off his goal line, out of his crease to cut down the angle. Here's the call. And
There was a Birmingham player in the crease.
I don't know about that.
Goaltender interference.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. Come on. They just showed the replay.
Yeah.
Sinclair went across the crease well off the mark. Now, head coach Craig Simchuk losing his mind, and I don't blame him. Sinclair was in the crease, but had already exited well before Brierley even had the puck on his stick, much less shooting it.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where
oh my goodness,
it appeared that he was going to go and come and enter the crease and stay there, but he didn't. He came, he got out, so just skating through the crease, there's no rule against that. You have to interfere with the goalie, and he was on his way out of the crease before the shot was even released. So
if he's going to make that call, that simply means you never can enter the blue paint.
Well,
because he went in and out the other side before Brierley even came close to shooting, Greg. Now, not only do we lose the goal, faceoff comes outside the zone. And we'll try it with 1:37 to go on this power play for Birmingham. That one hurts. Not sure what to say, but we're back to action, so I'll try and describe the play.
Maybe the Bulls will pick up on what they did there, Jody. Just start shooting the puck.
Kozarev, far side for Sinclair, knocked away from him. Gillette takes it, brings it into the Bull zone. Michael Gillette had it taken away from him by Kozarev, and Birmingham will get the puck back. Sinclair gets away from Gillette. Loose center ice, sends it far side for Glover. And in that corner, Glover back at the point for Brierley. Down low, played to deflection off the post. It had Perone beat, but it just inches from going in, hit the post and goes harmlessly wide. Perone lucky on that one. Now Peoria with the puck in the Bull zone. 45 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Puck sent the length of the ice, and on the power play, Birmingham will be charged with icing. And if you're not careful, these referees and the linesmen are really involved in this game. Ryan Romeo still very upset about what was and what wasn't called. Now he's upset about the icing. You're going to lose control of this game very fast if you're wearing stripes tonight. Players aren't going to take this much more.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where the Bulls are coming down, setting up. I mean, they got to recognize Perone. It's his first start ever. He's got a 15.94 goals against average. You just got to be blasted. Every time you're crossing center, you're thinking shot on net.
We've had one goal taken away from us. The other one just centimeters from going in as it just trickled off that far post. Now we'll have a face-off at center ice with 39 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. 13:03 in the first period. Bulls trail 1-0. Whistle again blows. This is what I mean by you're going to lose control. Players are going to take things in their own hands eventually. Am I wrong?
Well, we came to the game to see two teams play, not the referee blow their whistle. So
used to be a linesman back in the WHA days. His name was Mickey Jaskell. He is infamous for never dropping the puck on a face-off, and I've never seen fans hate a linesman more than a ref, but poor Mickey, they did. Now Birmingham's holding, try to centering pass. Romeo goes down. He's hit on the play. He gets slow to get up in the corner. Romeo behind the net for Olnick. Gets past him. Romeo still feeling the pain. Now Olnick behind the net. Birmingham on the power play for another 10 seconds. Back at the point for Romeo. He labors a pass over to Phil Ledzianko. There's a pass trying to set it up for his brother Kip. Bounce off his stick, and that'll do it for the power play. Peoria back at full and even strength. Two power plays for Birmingham go by the wayside, although that last one's debatable. Weber, seeing his first exit of the night, sends it behind the Peoria net. It's played by Devine. Skating away are the Rivermen. Spencer will bring it into the Bull zone. Drops it back. Nice play. Crowder had the puck taken away from him as Sinclair lifted a stick. It's loose in the Bull zone, sent around far boards. Weber catches up with it first. He has it taken away from him by Devine. Nazareth calling for the puck. He gets it. Cuts through the slot, and that just underneath the face-off circle. Save made. Rebound. Peoria is raising their stick. Now behind the play. Here we go. This is what happens, Greg, when the referees and the linesmen have lost control. The players decide they're going to take care of it themselves. Crowder is going to the box. Now Green and Devine face-washing each other. Crowder goes to the box. Green and Devine still going at it. Linesman tries to step in, and I'm telling you, Greg, they've lost control of this game, and we're not even 10 minutes into the first period.
Well, one of those, especially with the called-off goal, Jody, that was just...
It was just, let's be honest, it's a bad call.
Yeah, it was.
That's a bad call. Yes, he went through the crease. He exited to the other side. Then Taylor Barley had the puck on his stick and shot it. But this is when the physicality, and I'm not going to call it dirty because that's not really what it is, but when you have a big, strong, mean team like Peoria has, they're going to try and exert their physicality. They're going to try and bully you around.
Oh, I agree 100%. And, you know, I get Green to a certain extent. You know, it's a smart play there where he's getting face washed because the Bulls should come out of this with the power play. But if they don't, if there's not that first call there, Jody, and somebody comes up and they put their glove in my face and get their stick wrapped around my neck, I'm not going to stand there and just hold off and wait for the referees to come in.
Greg, if they don't call that Birmingham Bulls goal off, if they let it stand the way it should have, none of this would be happening.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a completely different mental set to both teams.
Because now you've set it up where last night the goal that the Bulls did score, it took that physical play out of the equation a little bit for Peoria. Whereas now they're up a goal. So
what are we arguing about? What's the delay? Both referee and a linesman in the penalty box of Birmingham. I don't know what they're even discussing, much less trying to figure out. Zach Wilkie and Drake Glover waiting outside for an explanation. Do you have any idea what this discussion could be about?
I do not. I mean, if it was...
They're looking at the iPad.
If it was after the whistle, when the Bulls scored, I would assume that they're reviewing the goal, but I don't think you can review...
You mean with Peoria?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the only explanation I can come up with, that they're actually trying to see if the puck went into the net past Austin Lodge. You cannot review anything else. And with the iPad in their hands, looking at it, you would think they're either going to say goal, 2-0, or no goal, or have a drop at center ice. But I'm telling you, Greg, this is going to get a lot uglier if they don't start controlling not only the players, but they need to control themselves. The referees need to make the right calls when they're supposed to. And when you don't, this is the result.
Absolutely. And one thing they could be looking at here, Jody, I'm not quite sure which Bulls defender it was that came and actually skated in and went down on his knees and got into the net. But the only other thing they could be reviewing for, you can do that, and you can block something coming into the net, but what you can't do is you cannot put your hand on the puck in the crease.
Okay, they've confirmed no goal, so that's what they were looking at. Zach Wilkie shaking his head, and it's not that I am agreeing with Zach Wilkie, but I don't blame him for the frustration. Who are you supposed to turn to when things are not... Look, you've already missed one goal. That there was debatable as well. You've missed a couple of penalties that could be called. Roughing is now the call. Birmingham will go on the third power play of the night as a roughing is called on Cole Crowder. I don't know what to say except Birmingham needs to convert right here. And maybe that conversion, if Birmingham can score, I think it'll calm things down a little bit is what I'm trying to say. Kozarev with the puck far board, centers one for Sinclair. Bounces to McTavish. Look out, he almost had his stick lifted. He sends it into the near corner. Behind the net is played by Glover. He loses it. Bounces off the referee and cleared by Peoria. 11:20 to go first period. 1:35 of power play time remaining for Birmingham. 1-0 Peoria. I do know this, if Birmingham doesn't score here, the next power play will come for Peoria. They'll try and even things out. Now Kozarev pushed down from behind by Wilkie, and here we go. Ernst, 2-on-1, shorthanded. Ernst with a shot. That one, I don't know how it did not go in, but it did, and it went wide. Birmingham, power play, and then Peoria looks like they're the ones with the power play.
Well, you can see Peoria's changed up their penalty kill, Jody.
Here we go, 1-on-3 now. As Peoria's Divine almost danced around 3 Bulls.
Wow.
Now down goes Higgins along the far boards as Gillette took him down, and we're down to 50 seconds of power play time remaining, and Greg, we haven't had a shot. Far boards, Birmingham brings it in. Olnick drops it down low. He takes the hit. Phil Edzianko chipped it around near side for McTavish. Returns for Phil. He has Olnick in front. Tried to set it up for McTavish. Just tipped away from him. Romeo has it. He'll give it up near side for Kip. Edzianko save made. Rebound was there for McTavish. He just didn't get enough of it and chipped it right into the goaltender Perone, and he holds it with 25 seconds left on this power play. 10:03 to go, first period.
Hey, Jody, I get it's Perone's first start, and he's probably got the rookie jitters and that kind of stuff, but he hasn't handled the puck. Minus the first one from the point that hit him right in the breadbasket, and he just held on to it. He has not handled the shot well from the point yet.
Face off to his right. Olnick loses it as it came back to Spencer. He lifts it up and out. Ledzianko has it taken away from him by Gillette in the Bull zone. He'll circle back to kill some time, drops it back on his defense. 10 seconds left in the power play. Peoria will have killed the third power play of the first period, and we're just barely 10 minutes in. Gillette has it taken away from Sinclair. Now it's loose at the Bulls' blue line as both teams are back at full and even strength. Green has it. Far side for Romeo. Drops it for Green, for Glover. He'll tip it for McTavish. Takes an elbow from List. Birmingham sends it in, but it comes right back out. Crowder tried to get it ahead for Nazareth. Tipped by Green away. List will bring it right back in for Peoria. Now Kyler Matthews circles back. He'll send it up near side for Glover. Drake fires one in the far corners. Birmingham will change lines. Played by the Bulls. Now taken down on the play was Weber. Peoria brings it back in the Bull zone. Weber had it, but it was taken away. There's a centering pass right there. Almost connected, but didn't now. Bear with a shot. Save made by Lotz. Peoria is going to get a power play now as Bear goes down, and I believe they're going to get a high sticking on Weber. Delayed penalty. Bear gets up. He's trying to draw a double minor, I guess. He's come back to the bench. He has something to say to the Bulls bench. Peoria still with the puck. At center ice, they're trying their best to set up an extra man. Now Higgins finally touches up for Birmingham, and Peoria will go on their first power play tonight. No argument from me. His stick did get up, and I don't know if it's Kozarev or Weber. Kozarev will go, though. Now look out, the linesman ran into Zach Nazareth. I'm not sure if Nazareth was trying to get at Kozarev or not, but I guess the linesman just happened to be in a position to where it didn't happen. Wow. What an odd hockey game we're into right now.
Yeah, very, very kind of bizarre here tonight, Gary. Yeah. Just a totally different look than what we had last night. The Bulls coming in last night, everything was crisp. It was tape to tape. They were moving the puck with intensity and being very distinctive when they make plays. And Peoria's changed up their penalty kill. They're just working 4 guys across the blue line, Jody, and they're just waiting for the hint. So if I'm the Bulls, that's one thing you want to correct when you go in here between the first and second period. You just want to come up. When they push 4 guys across the blue line, come in with speed. Brierly did it one time by himself and just drove wide, and everybody was flat-footed. So
there are times, I guess, the hinge play would work, depending on how as you described, the penalty kill is set up. but I haven't seen it work yet. And I've watched NHL, I've watched AHL, I've watched East Coast games. I have not seen that hinge play work to perfection like it's set up to be. It usually results in a giveaway.
Yes, more times than not.
So
here's, if I was going to use the hinge, Jody, the only way that I would use the hinge is if I had one guy at the blue line as a stretch guy, curl everybody back, you're curling 4, you give it to one guy wide, and 3 guys come up. You hinge to one of the 3, that way you've got 3 guys hitting the blue line. If you get pressure, you dump it in, and your offside guy goes and gets the puck deep.
You're a coach. Would you want your players using the hinge?
No.
There's a shot right off the draw. Wilkie's goes wide. He was looking for a deflection, but the shot from Wilkie went wide. Bear has it. Back at the point for Wilkie, near side of Ernst. Takes a shot, pad save, rebound, loose. Knocked that once, twice.
There's lots. Unreal.
Gillette pops it back to the point for Wilkie. Wilkie for Ernst. He fans on the shot. Forward, absorbs a hit. Can't get it out. Alec Bear keeps it alive, far side. He'll drop it back at the point for Wilkie. Wilkie had his pass tipped away, and if we can hurry, McTavish, his player, we could have had a 2-on-1, but his player went to the bench. There's a rebound for Colton Olding. Save made by Perron. Birmingham had a chance for a 2-on-1 shorthanded break. Now 2 Peoria men run into each other. I'm telling you, this is a very strange hockey game.
That's the second time that happened.
Yeah. Now it's played far side. Devine back at the point. Cale List for Spencer. Spencer looking for a deflection. Bulls intercept, and they'll backhand one down the ice. Colton Olding.
So watch Peoria's guy in front of the net, Jody, and you tell me what's the difference, because they're posting up right in front of lots and they're standing in the paint.
That's an offside easily called as Nazareth was well in ahead of the play. As Peoria, with 40 seconds left on their first power play of the night, will have a draw outside the Bulls' blue line.
And getting back to the hinge, I can't say that I would never use it, Jody, but it depends. It's just like, what do you use, a diamond or a box on the penalty kill? It depends on what the other team sets up, and it's the same way. Depending on where the defenders are on the ice, you might use a hinge if they're playing a 2-2.
Yep. Well, it hasn't worked now. Look out. Gillette almost was able to walk in alone, and stick was tied up, and the Bulls clear down the ice. 30 seconds left on this power play. Cale List has it in his own zone. Sets it up far side. Trudell had it knocked away from him, and it goes all the way back into the Peoria zone. We're down to 15 seconds left on this power play. List with the puck. Still holding on to it, taking his own sweet time. Sends it up far side. Whips one around the boards into the Bull zone. Caught up with it first was Birmingham, and they'll hit it out. Birmingham's killed the penalty and back at full and even strength. Puck played along the far boards. Back into the Bull zone. Matthews has it. Kyler has it. Taken away from him. There's a shot by Peoria right in on Lots, and still pushing and shoving right to his right. Peoria is just, they're basically just blasting away anytime the puck is on their stick, and it's working right now. Birmingham, because of Lots, is lucky that we're only down 1-0.
Well, I agree with that, Jody. And another difference from last night to tonight is that play right there at the blue line. List has the puck inside the blue line against the boards, and Sinclair's coming from the middle to the wall, and you can't reach with your stick and just try and bang that puck past the D. You've got to physically go in there and go inside out on that defender, take the body to make the play.
Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Ledzianko a half through center ice for McTavish. Spencer intercepts that pass. Ledzianko takes a cross check from behind. That's an easy call. Crowder's going for a cross check. Now Ledzianko gets his stick out. Ledzianko's probably going to get another one, Greg, because he did turn around and slash himself, Crowder.
So it should be
a 4-2. I don't know if they're going to call it or not, but that's what it looked. That's what it was. He originally took the cross check. That's Ledzianko. After that, the delayed penalty was on. He turned around and he slashed him from behind, Crowder. Crowder didn't like it, and he returned the slash to Ledzianko. So none of that's going to happen the way it should have been called, but we're down. Birmingham will be on their 4th power play of the night. 2 minutes for Crowder for cross-checking. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it should be a 4-on-3 power play, not a 5-on-4. But nonetheless, Bulls are on the power play.
We'll see if we can convert this. Yeah. We've got to start converting. We're not going to get this all night long. Brierly with the puck. Plays it along the boards back to Taylor. Cross ice for Kozarev. Brierly. For Kozarev. Plays down low, score! What a shot! Holy cow! Kozarev with a great pass from the point. Sets up Drake Glover, who buries it on a far angle shot into the near post. The netting on the near post. And Birmingham's Glover converts on the power play. Birmingham ties the score at 1.
And I know Drake Glover is not Wayne Gretzky by any means, Jody, but Gretzky's office was behind the net, and on the power play, that's where Glover's office is, just right over there to the left-hand side of the goalie, right on the goal line. Kozarev got the puck up top, threw it down low, and Glover drops down on one knee and pulls the trigger.
Here's the call. And first goal scored at 14:42 of the first period, assisted by number 6, Taylor Brierly, and number 7, Nikita Kozarev.
So Brierly and Kozarev assist on the tying goal. We got a brand new hockey game. 5 minutes left in the first period. Now 1 Bull, that's Romeo, tied up by 2 Peoria Rivermen. Offside. On the far boards, a delayed offside is called. Birmingham will have to vacate the zone. Kel List sets it up far side for Bear coming into the Bull zone. Alec Bear takes a shot blocker, save made by Lotz. Loose puck along the far boards. Birmingham finds it and they'll clear. Puck sent out of play, so we'll have a face-off at center ice with the score tied at 1. Now right in front of the Peoria bench, a couple of players down now. Kyler Matthews comes in. That's Weber that was down. Matthews comes in to help him get out of the situation. Gagnon and Weber had gotten tied up right in front of the Peoria bench. That insult to injury, Gagnon laughing.
Well, it was Gagnon and Weber who were tied up. And then when Weber's back got turned to the open ice, Gillette came in and hammered him from behind. And it's that same thing, right? I mean, they've got 3 cross-checking penalties already tonight. Yeah. It's all that additional stuff. This is not physical. This is silly.
Well, if you're why are you doing that if you're Peoria? Are you really just trying to exert your authority physically and bully them into sort of a fear?
Trying to do. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
These are grown men. How can that work?
Well,
you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a 17-year-old bullying a 10-year-old. These are grown men out there. If you shove me, I'll shove you back. But either way, that's the way Peoria has been playing. And that's the way they will play the rest of this game.
Did you ever get bullied in school, Jody?
Oh, yeah. But it only took 1 punch.
There you go.
And the bullying stopped.
But that's the point. That's what I'm waiting for. You made my point.
Face off at center ice. Sinclair for Birmingham on the draw wins. Gets it back to Kyler Matthews. He tried to set it up far side for Weber, out of his reach. Taken by Peoria in their own zone. Wilkie with the puck. Gets it ahead for Gillette. Michael Gillette sends it in. Matthews will get there first. Behind the net, played for Green. He tries to chip it out, can't do it. Kept alive by Peoria. Dajanov along the boards, comes right in on Lodge. That puck squirted out. Now Matthews and Gillette, as Gillette came in trying to get close to Lodge, Matthews cut him off. And now the pushing and shoving and the face washing continue. It's, you know, somebody's going to have to drop the gloves and end this. It's going to happen.
Well, but once again, there it is. Gillette, there's no... Lutz has the puck, dead to rights. He's clearing it, and Gillette takes 3 strides from the face-off dot.
Yeah.
And intentionally, he didn't try and stop. He just went right in, looking to cause something. You know who was good at that? You remember Shaq Marasti?
No.
I don't know if you were around back then. He played for the Bulls, and he went up to the East Coast League. He would intentionally slap the goalie's glove anytime he caught the puck just so he could grab a hold of the defenseman and beat the brakes off him.
Something's going to break eventually in this game. fisticuffs wise. Spencer on the draw, takes a shot. I don't know how Lodge stopped it. He got a piece of it, I believe, Greg, and it went into the netting. He's even shaking his head. Did that hit his mask?
Well, I don't know if it hit his mask or his glove, but it was almost like Bear skating through the slot, did like some kind of a soccer kick and redirected that puck. Caught Lots off guard, but he still found a way to get a piece of it. That's another unbelievable save.
Face off to the left of Austin Lots. Drake Glover for Birmingham. Bear for Peoria. Birmingham controls. Taylor Briley with the puck in the corner. Tries to set it up for Glover. They get it out. The puck finds its way back onto the stick of Briley. He'll set it up far side for Hayden Ford, who puts it into the Rivermen zone. Behind the net, nice play by Birmingham to take the puck away. That's Glover with it. Back at the point, Briley takes a shot, stick save. Made by Perron. Now the puck is loose along the near boards here. Kozarev fighting for it, along with Nazareth. It comes free. That's Alec Bear. He'll send it far side, and Kale List puts it in the Bull zone. Nazareth is there to backhanding a shot. Save made by Lots. Kale List picks the rebound up. He'll send it behind the net. Nazareth has it. Poke checked away by Briley, but we can't get it out of the zone. Now the puck is sent into the netting, out of play as it's deflected. I believe that was off the stick of Zach Levine, or Devine, that is. Faceoff will come up to the left of Austin Lodge. 3:07 to go here in the first period of play. Birmingham, on the strength of a power play goal scored by Drake Glover, his 8th of the year, have tied the score at 1-1. Gagnon has it. Gagnon takes a shot. That one whistled wide. Played along the far boards. Birmingham can't get it out. Now below the net. In front, a centering pass gets by everyone if we can hurry. Here comes Kip Ledzianko, has Higgins with him. Ledzianko can't get it past the sprawling defense of Zach Wilkie, and Peoria turns it back. Now Clark and Trezera pushing and shoving, punching, to be honest, each other right in front of the bench. And the puck sent into the Bull zone where Romeo has it. For Phil Ledzianko, who banks one off the boards and out. Loose puck picked up by Ledzianko. He'll have to drop it back as Weber was in ahead of the play. It will come right in on Perron. He'll set it up near side for Spencer. Chase Spencer tried to pass to Gillette. Loose now picked up by Alec Bear. Weber on him. Bear right through the slot. Spins. The shot goes wide. He beat Weber but couldn't get it on the mark. Under 2 minutes to go. Another save by Austin Lodge. Ernst picks the rebound up. It's loose. Ernst bangs at it once, twice. Gillette down in the crease. And either that puck is underneath of Michael Gillette or under the glove of Austin Lodge. Nonetheless, a faceoff will come up in the Bull zone.
Well, and you can see what Peoria's goal is here, Jody. It's get that puck anywhere they are below the circles. They're just throwing that puck in on net.
Yep.
Not necessarily to score, but just to bounce, hit somebody, lay in the crease, and then they're just sending everybody, the whole kit and caboodle, into the paint to either try and pick up a rebound or get something going after the whistle.
Minute 50 to go here in the first period. Birmingham being outshot 20-8. Austin Lodge has been standing on his head and more. Now the puck comes straight into that goal mouth. Cleared away by the Bulls defense, but not out. Kel List keeps it in. Behind the Bulls net, played for Olnick. Olnick can't get out. Taken away by List, and they'll just flip it to the far boards. Briley catches up with it first. Taylor lost his skates. Sends it up anyway. Kozarev has it. He tries to tip it out. He can't. Peoria keeping this alive, and that's usually when it winds up a goal. Birmingham desperately trying to get the puck out of their own zone. Still kept in by Peoria. Finally, Colton Olnick just tips it back into neutral zone. Back on defense, Birmingham plays it ahead for Phil Ledzianko. Minute to go here in this first period of play. Birmingham and Peoria tied at 1. Zach Wilkie gets the skates going. He'll chip it ahead for Bear. Alec Bear behind the net. Austin Lodge plays it himself along the far boards. Now going down on the play Ledzianko. They'll rule it That was theatrical. Ben Higgins tries to set it up for Kip. Kip centers a pass, no one there but Peoria. And the Rivermen can't clear. Kip Ledzianko for Higgins. Higgins walks in and just missed wide. Nice play. Not a bad shot at just off the mark. Now, right in front of the bench, Clark takes down Dadajov. He absorbs a hit from Ernst with 15 seconds to go. Puck in the Peoria zone. Wilkie, they probably are just content on one last attempt here. Now the puck at center ice. Fornars had it taken away with 5 seconds to go. That'll do it for the first period. But Greg, some messages being sent physically, some hits in front of the referee, behind the referee, some legal, some not. But these two teams are, I believe, after 4 periods, are getting a little tired of seeing each other, as Kip Ledzianko and Alec Bear had words too at center ice. As we'll head into the locker room, tied at 1. I hesitate to break away because anything can happen as both teams kind of skate by each other. Devine there had words for Lotz. He slowly goes into his bench and back into the locker room. What an interesting period that was. I mean, let's be honest. Peoria controlled the play offensively, out shooting Birmingham 21-8. We're fortunate to be tied at 1, and that's because of Austin Lotz.
Absolutely. And you know, last night Birmingham did a much better job. They did a lot of that neutral zone. You know, posted a guy up, the D would shoot it up, they would just chip it in, let the puck go deep, and then reset and set that trap in the middle of the zone. And that's one thing, they're not really getting the chance to establish that. Granted, they had 6 minutes on the power play, but even as you mentioned it before, on the power play, with the pressure that Peoria is putting on the Bulls at the blue line, and when they work at low to high, transitioning, going from that box to the diamond, they saw what Birmingham does, and they've anticipated that tonight. So the Bulls, time to throw a little something different in the toolbox. And
well, that's what I want to ask you about. We know what Peoria is bringing every shift. They're wanting to intimidate. They wanted to knock you into next week. They want to make you turn around and look to see who's coming rather than taking control of the puck. What can we do to combat that type of play?
Well, I think you've got to do exactly what Clark did at the end of the period, Jody. You got to step up in the neutral zone. You got to hit somebody. And granted, it was even Ernst, one of their toughest guys, put him down on the ice. And that's the biggest thing. You have to stand up to them, hit them, and when you do, melt off to their bench just like they're doing it to the Bulls, and that's the answer. Eventually, somebody's going to have to drop their gloves, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be, it could be Bear and Kozarev or Bear and one of the Ledziankos or whatever.
Could be somebody unexpected, what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, because somebody's going to answer the bell here for the Bulls, because that's the only thing that's going to stop all the nonsense after the whistle. And, you know, I kind of feel one of two ways about it, where on one hand, you know, absolutely, I want somebody to go down there and grab somebody and, you know, beat the brakes off them. But on the other hand, the Bulls have had 6 minutes of power play. So I'm really kind of weighing that one out right now. But the one thing I do want the Bulls to do is get the puck deep and establish that forecheck again. As opposed to getting everything broken up here in this transition zone and giving up those odd man rushes the other way.
We're about to take a break here, and as I don't know if you saw or not, Greg, right after the end of the first period, a couple went onto the ice for what appeared just to be a typical intermission type event where you do crazy things on the ice for prizes. I could have saved this guy a lot of trouble, went down on his knees, proposed to a girl, really good-looking young couple. He should have talked to me first, from a guy who's been there and done that before. I could have saved him some money and some trouble. Maybe it'll work out for them. Didn't quite work out for me, if you know what I mean.
I don't even know what to say about that, Jody.
Now, we'll get back to this. Here's what I want to try and do. We're going to take a break, play a spot or two of advertisement, and when we come back, I'm going to attempt to play an interview that I had with head coach Craig Simchuk prior to the game. This is a brand new device. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure if this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a shot. But first, let's just take a break, play a couple of ads, and when we come back, I sit down with head coach Craig Simchuk prior to tonight's game. 1-1 the score, Birmingham Peoria. You're listening to Birmingham Bulls hockey.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up.
Before the game even starts, so this will be played between the first and second. I don't know how the first period is going to go tonight, but you had to be pleased with last night and the difference in that game and the previous four.
No, absolutely. It's always good to get back in the win column. That yesterday's game was a game that we definitely needed to win and focused in on. It's tough having a little bit of a Christmas break and not being on the ice every day. So, little unsure of how our legs were going to feel and how we were going to come out, but we just try to keep it simple. That was our biggest message: put pucks deep and try to get involved in emotionally and physically in the game as soon as possible. And I thought we did that for the first 55 minutes. Maybe a little loose near the end of the game, but we still managed to find a way to win.
Peoria's kind of put together. They're constructed in a way that we typically don't play well against a team like Evansville. Big, tough, heavy, and they try and rough it up. Peoria came out in game one of this series in the first period, and just their physicality, they were trying to assert themselves, almost like bullying, but yet we came out of it in the situation with a 1-0 lead. What does that do for a team's confidence? Does it do anything at all, or was it just a typical another night for the Birmingham Bulls?
I mean, that's been Peoria's MO since I've been in this league. They're always a big, tough team. They're hard to play against, and I mean, their systems, they all buy in. So kudos to their staff over there. But for us, we probably have a little bit different build from our team. We're not as big. We got some skill and speed up front. But to be able to compete and stay on par with them throughout the night and have a lead after the first definitely helped us, lifted our spirits, because I think right now, I think we might be 8-0 after scoring first. So getting that first one is definitely huge. Kind of relaxes, eases the tensions. We're not chasing the game. We're not playing catch up. So I think that's another strong message today is get that first one and not let the foot off the gas.
That's something that Greg and I have spoken about at length. That first goal, I don't know why it seems to be so important, but we're unbeaten when we score first. It's just one goal. Exactly what does it do to a team just because they score one goal, they go up 1-0? It seems to have an outcome or an effect on the outcome of our games. We're unbeaten when we score first.
That's a great point. I wish I had a great answer for you, but like I said, I think it would be more just easing the tensions and maybe get some guys off out of the slumps a bit and feeling good about themselves is definitely. But I think doing the right things over and over and going to the right areas are going to contribute to that and help. But scoring the first one and holding a lead, obviously every team wants to do that right off the bat. A lot easier said than done. So we'll see how tonight goes, but that's pretty much all I got.
You mentioned messaging and in certain games how it messages the team differently. We had dropped 4 consecutive. I have been here 2.5 years doing this, almost 3 years now, and I'd never been through a 4-game losing streak like we were on. What was your message to the team coming back from Roanoke after dropping that 4 straight? Was there anything at all you discussed on the bus, or did you wait till the next day? What was your message to them to try and bring them out of this?
Clear the mind. We do talk about all the time because the playoff series at this level are best of 3. So we always talk about never losing 2 in a row. and obviously losing 4 in a row is huge. Clear the mind over Christmas, enjoy the time away, enjoy family and significant others, but we're going to get through this. And the only way we're going to get through this is sticking together, hard work, and believing that you're going to get through it. We know we can compete with any team when we're on and we're dialed in and we're focused. Sure, there's key injuries and key guys out of the lineup, but every team's in the same boat. So we're not looking for excuses or reasons why we're not winning games or we weren't winning games. But the biggest message was come back refreshed and enjoy the game. It's a lot easier to come to the rink with a smile on your face when you're having fun and you're winning hockey games.
We're shorthanded. We discussed that before, and you just mentioned it. Last night, we were without our 2 leading scorers, both Carson Rose and Michael Gillespie, out of the lineup. You throw in that with Tobias Ojic out of the lineup. Dorsey serving the second game of his second suspension. Kozarev came back last night after he was injured. He looked just fine to me, but a lot of fans and some office officials, some off-ice, some administrative officials wonder why we can't replace those type players. Why is it so difficult to bring in someone instead of playing shorthanded? How difficult it is to bring somebody. I know it's not the NHL. You can't go to the A or the ECHL and bring players up. We have no place to bring it up. So is this a situation where you just have to bite the bit and play shorthanded?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of factors involved in that. It's funny that we are in Knoxville on last Friday, and I told the guys after the game, I said, Carson Rose, Gillespie, Kozarev, and Stewart. Any East Coast team would probably die to have those guys in their lineup right now. Never mind the Birmingham Bulls. They're a huge part of our team. They've been here, part of our leadership core. So to replace those guys and just find them on the street is pretty unrealistic. Then you add on the time of the year. We definitely made some phone calls to different players, different leagues, coaches, searching for players. And a lot of players already either were home or had Christmas plans and didn't really want to travel or disturb their Christmas plans of going home. And then in the fact, it's no different than our players. We have several players that don't necessarily want to go to the East Coast.
All right, that was Craig Simchuk and I having a discussion prior to tonight's game, and we'll play the second half, a few more minutes of that interview at the end of the second intermission. But Greg, he even mentioned himself about the difficulties in playing against a team such as Peoria or in Evansville that's big, strong, and heavy, and they try and force you to play that type of game along with them. We're just not constituted to play that kind of a game. We don't have that kind of size. We don't have that kind of strength. What we do have is speed and skill. So the problem is exactly where and when do you decide how this particular game is going to be played? Who wins that battle of we're going to play big or we're going to play fast?
Well, I think Coach Simchuk nailed it in the first part of the interview, Jody, when he said, how do you battle, what they're bringing to the table every night when Peoria steps on the ice? You have to play a simple game. You have to do the simple things. You have to have good tape passes, and you just move the puck, get it deep, and let them run around, and that's it. So you talk about how this is even 4 periods deep in a 2-game series. Can you imagine a 5-game series for the Cup against Peoria and Birmingham? I mean, that would be a war and something that I look forward to end off this year.
But isn't that what makes the Stanley Cup playoffs the greatest tournament in the history of sports? You get 7-game series that turn in from all of a sudden feeling out each other in the first period of game 1 to, as you just said, it's a war from then on out. You can't stand each other. You want to drive each other through the glass into the stands. That's what makes great hockey.
Oh, I agree 100%. And one of the things, too, Jody, when you talk about the Bulls of Peoria, and how this rivalry already is taken off this year, they don't play each other
No.
much. I think it may be six games total for the entire season, so definitely something to look at from that standpoint. But you mentioned it before.
But we don't match up well against these kinds of teams, Greg. Evansville proved that to the league last year, no?
Well, depends how you look at it, because I think, like, even in the first period, the Bulls were on the power play for 6 minutes. So that's how you punch the bully between the blinkers. You have to score on those power play opportunities and take advantage of that stuff, because, like I said, you know, even on my team, Jody, if my guys took 3 cross-checking penalties in various zones in the first period, I'd be losing my mind after the first. And I'm like, you're not playing physical, you're playing stupid.
4 power plays Birmingham had in that first period, yet only 8 shots on goal. Why?
Well, one of those things where Peoria changed up how they're defending. Last night, they gave the Bulls all kinds of time. The Bulls were moving it tape to tape. They were taking quick shots on net, and they were trashing the crease. And, you know, the biggest part of the Bulls' power play in the first was it took 2 power plays to start getting the puck deep and actually carrying the puck over, and it was your guy, Brierly, right? And you talk about just a dynamic player. You can't say enough about him. Whether you're talking offense, power play, defensive zone, the guy just has crazy range, and, you know, he's just so sure-handed. He's like a Billy Goat in the mountains, you know what I mean? Just sure-footed every step of the way. So, you know, I think the Bulls are okay coming into this. Austin Lotz, you know, he showed up tonight, which is good for the Bulls. And
well, without him showing up, let's just be honest, this is ugly. We have relied on our goaltenders since you and I have been doing this, and we've been blessed with 2 great goaltenders, arguably the best tandem in the league. Well, now this year it's a little different. They still are who they are, but we're not as healthy as we once were. We're a little older than we once were. We had the hip surgery. Now we got Stewart out on the IR. So a little reality check is coming in, and you realize just how valuable that netminder is, and how you play in front of him needs to improve greatly. We need to take a little pressure off of Austin Lotz.
Definitely, and I think last night the Bulls did a good job defensively, where the wingers did a very good job for the most part of 3 periods, picking up those, because that is one thing that Peoria does look for. They look at sending their D in and filling in that 4th lane in the offensive zone, and they go all the way across the crease to a guy who's wide open. And I don't care, you could be Ken Dryden or, you know, like you said, Martin Brodeur, and they're going to struggle to make those saves. So, I mean, Lotz has been standing on his head. And
21 shots against in that period for Lotz. He made all but 1 save. But either way, let's take a quick break. We'll play one spot for it. We come back, second period action to score at the end of 1 period. Birmingham 1, Peoria 1.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by...
Jody Chernesky, Greg Dreveny back at the Pellin Civic Complex, set for action here in the second period. Score tied at 1. What kind of a period we'll see this time around, who knows? But I'll guarantee you there'll be some physical play involved and some stupidity as well, and maybe eventually it'll all be solved by one fight somewhere, and then we can go back to playing hockey. Off the draw, Birmingham's Kozarev had that pass tipped in behind the net, played by Peoria, and they'll send it out. Kozarev picks the loose puck up for Birmingham for Briley, who gives it to Ford. Blocker just away by Perron into the near corner, played by Peoria. Zach Wilkie had it, tried to set it up for Fernaris, tipped away by Birmingham. Peoria will regroup. Wilkie behind his own net. He's watched by Phil Ledzianko. His brother Kip on the right wing side. Still Wilkie waiting for an outlet. Plays it near side for Spencer. Ahead for Bear. Higgins gets in the way and takes it away. Ledzianko looking for Higgins in front, but Fernaris blocked that pass. Now the loose puck picked up by Wilkie. He'll play it around the near boards, where it's played by Trudell. The big winger, Tristan Trudell, son of the coach. Sends it out. Matt Clark takes it for Birmingham. Romeo ahead for Weber. Takes a hit from Trudell. A big size difference there. Played by Peoria through center ice. Knocked down by Sinclair, who will bring it into the Peoria zone. He sends a backhander gloved out of the air by Perron, and he'll hold it face off in the Peoria zone.
Well, you can see, Jody, you talk about where do you find the chink in the armor, so to speak, for Peoria?
Yep.
It's getting the puck deep, because we saw it twice on their trying to break out, and the Bulls broke it up twice at the blue line. And last night, when they broke up those plays, they took quick shots on net, and I think that's one thing they need to get back to.
Face off to the right. Brendan Perron still waiting on the drop of the puck. Sinclair for Birmingham loses it as Ernst wins. Gets it back for Cale List. He'll skate away. List through center ice. Gets past Sinclair. Green back defensively. Drops it back. It gets past the defense of Peoria. McTavish trying to get pressure. Gagnon lost it. Now his stick is being held. That's McTavish's stick held by Gagnon. Still has it. We'll keep an eye on those, Greg, as the puck comes into the Bull zone. Nazareth behind Austin Lotz. Puts the brakes on. Brierly takes his man down. Birmingham's Kozarev sends it out. And here comes Glover. Bounces off his stick, so he'll have to regroup. He'll drop it back on defense. Birmingham changing lines. Olnick gets one past the defense of Peoria, but Gagnon sends it right back forward. Good job, keeps it alive for Birmingham. Far side shot by Brierly. That one is save made. Rebound comes all the way back. Where Trezera tried to break through. He couldn't do it. He was poke-checked away. And the puck sent in to the Bull zone. This one's going to be into the netting as Crowder deflected that shot at the blue line, and such force behind it, it goes into the netting. Face-off will come outside of the Birmingham blue line.
You saw that one there, Jody, the pass across from the Bulls. Good job keeping the puck in. They go D to D across the top. Shot in by Ford, right on the money. Good low shot, and the rebound came right out through the slot. So, once again, focus on Perron. Start sending guys to the net in the rebound lanes and look for something to happen.
Bernhardt has the puck taken away by Higgins. Higgins brings it into the Peoria zone. He's watched by Spencer. He'll send it near side. Romeo pinching in, keeps it alive for Birmingham. There's a pass for Kip Ledzianko. He tried a little deflection. It didn't work, but he gets in the way of that outlet pass. Save made by Perron off the stick of Ledzianko. Now the puck is loose along the far boards. Phil Ledzianko comes out with it, sends it back to the point for Clark, who sends a wrister in, and it's gloved out of the air by Perron. So we'll have a face-off to his right.
Now that was a good save by Perron there, Jody. That shot from the point redirected by Ledzianko in the slot, and Perron watched it right in, played the deflection right into his glove, and no rebound.
McTavish out with Weber, Clark, Romeo, and Sinclair for Birmingham. Sinclair will be on the draw, and I believe that's Jordan Ernst for Peoria. Yes, Jordy Ernst. Now Sinclair will be tossed as he moved prematurely. In his place will come McTavish. Came to Weber, he couldn't control it. Skating away now Peoria. Nazareth puts it in past Austin Lotz, who will play it. That one gets into the netting and out. As Lotz cleared the puck, it was deflected.
Yep.
Peoria wants to call a penalty for delay, but that's not going to happen.
Right. Perfect call there by the ref. He saw it. Lotz was out there, but you see what I mean about whenever Lotz gets out around the net? Peoria's coming, and they're coming with speed.
Makes me nervous with Lotz. He's very good with the puck, don't get me wrong. But anytime goaltenders handle the puck with traffic around them from the opposite team, it makes me nervous.
Oh, yeah, I was the worst for it. I was a rover out there, puck at the blue line. I'd be skating
Yeah,
out
and
there
Dennis DeRozier did not like that about you. I promise you that. Off the draw, Peoria has it. Gagnon. Cross-ice pass sets up for Wilkie. Traffic now in front of the net. He waits, sends it in, deflected. Gets through to Lotz. Nice baseball bat out of the air for Lotz, and he clears it instead of letting it hit the ice. If we hurry 3-on-2, here comes McTavish. Sinclair and Weber with him. Shot taken right in. Perron makes the save, gloves it. Now he throws his head back as Birmingham skated in past. I don't know if he was trying to draw a penalty or not. But that was Weber who came in. I don't think he made contact with him, but Perron made it look like he did. Nothing comes of it, though. A face-off will be in the Peoria zone. 16:28 to go, second period. Score tied at 1.
And, I mean, look at it. Like, you look at Gagnon and Sinclair. I mean, they're the same size, Jody.
Yeah.
It's just Gagnon plays bigger.
Off the draw, loose, and that face-off circle comes free for Kozarev. Kozarev spins and sends it around the net near side against the boards. Peoria can't clear. Crowder tried, intercepted. Kozarev has it. Taken away from him by Ernst. Now it's loose for Crowder, who'll skate away through center ice. Tips it for Trezera. Greenback defensively for Birmingham. Ties his man up. Behind the net, Crowder has it. Matthews on him. Cole Crowder, a shot. Difficult save by Lotz. Blocker save made, though. And Birmingham clears the zone. Matthews has it. He'll send it for Green, who just spins the backhander in. And look out. Phil Edzianko and Crowder collide. Puck behind the Peoria net, taken away by Phil Edzianko. Along the far boards, he's tied up by Spencer. Drops it for Higgins. Higgins looks for a place to go. A centering pass never made it through. Kip Ledzianko fires a shot, save made by Crowder, and Peoria clears down the ice. This will be an icing as Brierly goes by and touches up. It's good to see the Ledziankos, instead of looking for a place to put the puck, they're actually firing the puck on the net.
Well, and that's one thing. When you look at the line before where you had Kozarev out there doing the work down low, just moving his feet, bouncing from one guy to the next. You know, I call it the rat like Ken Linsman used to be, Jody. You know, just a puck hound out there. And then you follow up with this line with Higgins and the Ledziankos, and it's right down there because they're pressure in Peoria deep in their zone, and Peoria doesn't know what to do.
Off the draw, going down was Devine. He'll be tossed. In his place, Nazareth will come in. Phil Ledzianko for Birmingham.
Except stick slash and cross check.
Now they allow Devine to go back in. I don't understand, but I don't care. Off the draw, controlled. Higgins takes it away from List. Now it's loose along the far boards. Cleared. Look out, 2-on-1. Here we go. Devine has Crowder with him. Devine takes a shot. Save made. And that one may have just went wide. Now a long head manning pass for Phil Edzianko from his brother. Drops it back for Kip. Takes a shot. Glove save and a dandy. What a stop made by Perron as he just robbed Kip Ledzianko.
Definitely his best save of the night there, Jody. Coming across, moving the puck. Good transition by the Bulls. Took the puck wide left. Little dump pass through the slot. Picked up. Laser beam shot, and Perron came across on his knees and pulled that one down out of the air.
All right, did you see anything wrong with the way the Ledzianko brothers played that shift? They definitely had a scoring opportunity, one pass to the other, and Kip was robbed, as I said, by Perron. Was there anything wrong with that you saw as far as positioning, maybe defensively? What do you think?
No, I mean, those guys are going to get better, just like Locke. You know what I mean? The more games Locke plays, the more his play elevates. I think Ledziankos are there because they're going to make rookie mistakes, However, I think that they learn from those mistakes, and not so much on the break-in, but I'm talking about over here where the puck comes up the wall, and I don't know, there's Phil or Kip, whichever one, left-hand shot on the wall, getting ready, waiting for the puck, and just as he goes to play it, his sticks get lifted from behind.
The reason I ask you, though, Greg, is they've been criticized for some portion of their play. It looked like to me on that, they knew exactly where the other one was going to be. An excellent scoring opportunity. They knew what they were doing.
Yes.
I don't think they were out of position defensively if that puck was turned and went the other way, but sometimes you just got to let the horses run, do you not?
Well, that's the creative zone, Jody. That's where you want guys to be creative, in the offensive zone.
Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham in the Peoria zone. He beats Bear, and Birmingham's Clark sends one in. Blocker save made by Perron. Puck bounces to the far boards and cleared. Here comes Alec Bear. He has Fernaris with him. Bear's shot couldn't get past Matt Clark, but the loose puck now picked up by Fernaris. Loose along the far boards. Clark will skate away. 4-on-2 for Birmingham. They just opt to dump it in, though. Played along the far boards. Gillette takes a big hit from Clark. Both go down. Puck comes free. There's Alec Bear in the Bull zone. Takes a shot. Blocked by Romeo. There's another shot. That one had lots beat, but it went wide. Kozarev tries to get away from Gillette.
Cross check. Another one.
Drops it back for Romeo. Clark has it behind his net. He whips it around the near board. Now a big hit there by Trudell on Sinclair. Puck bounces all the way down into the Peoria zone. No icing. Is waved off.
From behind, Jody.
That hit was from behind by Trudell. Now Green sends it deep into the Peoria zone, played by Perron, the netminder. Spencer absorbs a hit by Glover. Skating away now. Trudell has it. Green on him. Loose along the far boards. Trezera, he had it, but it went into a stick that's lying on the ice, and he lost control. Now the puck picked up by Trudell. He whistles one through the crease. Behind the net, Matthews will try and get there. His stick was lifted by Trezera. Now it's underneath Trezera. The puck comes free near face-off circle. Devine has it. Devine plays it down low. Look out. Steps out in front. They score. It was just hard work, Greg, and that one paid off. He moved around one defenseman, went right through the slot. Still, though, Lotz had a chance at it. It bounced off of him, deflected, but into the net. Peoria takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, I think what you're going to see on that one, Jody, is Green did a really good job stepping up and forcing the Peoria player to not be able to take that initial shot. He came across, and I think it was going wide, and Matthews turned back towards the goal line and actually put it in our own net.
We haven't seen the replay on it yet. It's just hard work that paid off for Peoria for sure. We'll get the call in a minute as we're back to play. Here's the call.
Kel List. The assist, number 21, Garrett Devine. And number 28, Zach Nazareth. Goal scored at 6:51 of the second
List
period.
on the goal from, I believe he said Devine and Nazareth. We'll see now off the draw. Birmingham had a good chance at that one, but cleared by the goaltender himself, Perron. Ford for Birmingham sends one in deep. This one gets past everyone. No icing. Played along the goal line there in the corner. Nazareth has it. Peoria will skate away. Zach Wilkie sends one behind the Bulls net. Played by Matt Clark. Clark, long pass ahead. Here comes Kozera through center ice for McTavish. McTavish had it off his stick but gains control of it. McTavish for Kozarev, back to McTavish. Kozarev will try and walk out in front. He does, but he couldn't get the shot off. Now Kozarev does find the puck. It never made it through to Perron. Now it's loose, penalty coming up.
I guess.
Now everyone goes down, finally touched up by Peoria, and here we go. We're going to have a little melee here. Gillette trying his best to get at someone.
It was Clark.
Clark, now Sinclair being tied up in a headlock as two players go down. That's Gillette and Clark. Everyone's parting up. Now look out, here comes the third man in. The referee standing right there, Greg. Let's see if anything is called on that, but it's obviously a third guy, and he ripped away from whoever had tied him up to get in to help Trezera. Now up is Gillette. Clark and him tried their best to go at it. There was an original penalty called on Peoria. I don't know what's going to come of this, but let's keep that in mind, that the original call was on Peoria, and as soon as Gagnon touched the puck, the whistle blew, and then that's when all this broke out.
Well, and off that play, look, count the cross checks. 1, 2, look at 91 in the back. Look, another 2, 3 shots in the head. I mean, that's the kind of stuff. You could have 6 minutes and penalties on that one scrum in the corner, Jody.
Gillette went at him hard with the cross checks. And Clark ties him up and takes him down. Now, Clark's going to get a penalty for that, but can you blame him for not trying to tie the guy up who's cross-checking you in the head over and over and over again?
That's all fine and good.
I don't know how they're going to sort this out, but I have a feeling it's going to take a while. As Wilkie, and I believe that's Ortiz, the official, trying to explain something to Wilkie. The original call is on Peoria, but showing on the board right now is a 2-minute minor to Ryan Romeo. Here's the call.
Jordan Gaynal, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Number 14, Jordan Gaynal, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Birmingham penalty. Number 9, Ryan Romeo, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 9, Ryan Romeo, 2 minutes for roughing.
You know what?
That's called being defensive and trying to make sure you don't get hit again. Are you going to give that to Romeo?
You know what Romeo got the penalty for in that mess? Romeo got the penalty for asking a bunch of questions in the first period. That's all he got a penalty for.
You know, I'm sure there's a logical explanation as to why 4 cross-checking penalties weren't called right then that could have been easily on that play by Gagnon or Devine, but they weren't called. I would like to know what that explanation is, but nonetheless, nobody's going to get power play time out of it, and that's not what I'm talking about. If you're going to gain control of this game, you got to make the calls that are right there in front of you. You have to.
On the replay, Jody, it was Bear I was referencing that was doing the cross-checking to the back of the head and then a glove to the back of the head, and there's no penalty on him.
We're back to action. 4-on-4 hockey, unless something else is called for the next minute 50. Devine drops it back for Fernaris. Ford ties him up. Puck loose along the far boards. Phil Adzianko had it. It's taken away from him. Now it's still loose. Brierly was just horse-collared and tackled. Nothing was called. Peoria has the puck in their own zone. Wilkie skates away. He gets a stick up. Ledzianko's going to get a high sticking call as he got his stick up on Wilkie. No argument there. He did it.
No, he did.
But you have to call the other ones that are even more obvious than that.
Right. And
So
that's what I mean. Unfortunate, Ledzianko skating back hard. He's got to stick up, and, you can't do that. But
here's the call.
Ledzianko, 2 minutes for high sticking. Number 91, Kip Ledzianko, 2 minutes for the high sticking.
So now we have a 4-on-3 situation unless something else is called for the next minute 26. Ledzianko's penalty will start ticking away as well. I don't recall the last time Birmingham has been in a 4-3 disadvantage.
Well, what you should see here, Jody, is just a tight triangle from the Bulls and just give them the outside perimeter shots.
Off the draw, puck is cleared out of the zone. Birmingham has had their trouble, Greg, killing penalties this year. Be a good time to solve those issues now. Last night, Peoria had 3 power plays, did not convert on any, so hopefully that will continue. Alec Bear had it, tried to center the pass. It's loose right at that face-off circle. Bear takes control of the loose puck. He's guiding traffic, sends it back out on the point for Cale List. Through the slot, drops it. Back for Ernst, fake the slap shot, sends a wrister well high and wide. Glover had laid down in front of that shot. Bear picks the loose puck up for Peoria. One-timer by Ernst goes high and wide. Puck bounces all the way near side for List. Peoria keeps it alive. Cale List takes the shot, deflected in front, save made. List has his own rebound. Cale List right in the slot for Bear. Alec Bear back for Ernst, return to Bear. We're down to 20 seconds of 4-on-3 hockey. Alec Bear, far face-off circle, takes a shot. Lotz with the save with traffic right in front. And he holds on for the draw. A big save there by Austin Lotz.
That is a big save, especially if there's one guy you do not want circling high on the power play, especially on a 4-on-3, it's Alec Bear, Jody.
16 seconds of penalty time left for Ryan Romeo and Jordan Gagnon. So if nothing else is called, we'll have another 50 seconds of power play time or so, 40 seconds of 5-on-4. Now, Peoria with the puck. Spencer, one-timer. That one saved by Laws, and it just trickled past the post. Zach Wilkie has it. One-timer by Spencer. That one goes wide. Birmingham, Ryan Romeo back on the ice along with Gagnon. There's a shot from Spencer, goes wide. We're at 5-on-4 hockey for another 25 seconds. Save made by Lotz. Rebound behind. Lotz reaches behind him and slows things down. What a smart play by Lotz. It covers up. Now pushing and shoving and punching going on. The referee may have actually, the linesman may have actually got tagged on that play by Fernaris.
Same thing, Jody. Lotz covering the puck beside the net. The whistle blows. And what's Fernaris do? Drops his hand off his stick and punches the D in the face. No call.
Well, I'm not sure he didn't tag the linesman, Greg. I don't know if we'll see the replay or not. But I do know that Jamie Dorsey got suspended for such.
I'm talking.
And this one wasn't even a call, though.
No. I'm talking, that was the follow-up. I'm talking.
Here we go.
What started this all off.
Nazareth and McTavish bumped into each other, going both to their respective benches. Now Wilkie has something to say to the linesman. The players are controlling this game, Greg, not the referee at this point.
They are.
That's never a good thing.
Definitely not, Jody. And, you know, as I'm sitting here, I'm just going to go back to that, the play in the corner where, was it Walker? Wrestled the guy down.
Now Fernaris is going to get a penalty.
And the third guy came in. I tell you, here's the difference, Jody. If Austin Weber is on the ice and the third guy goes in, he's not going to stand around and watch somebody go third man in on top of our guy.
No.
And that is aggravating to me.
2 minutes for roughing. Number 10.
Fernaris gets 2 minutes for roughing. So we're 4-on-4 hockey for 22 seconds unless something else happens. Then Birmingham will be on a power play for roughly a minute 38.
Which it will, because we've had a little bit of everything tonight. There's always something going on.
As I said in the first period, this is an odd hockey game, and it's turned out to be. Birmingham needs to get an equalizer. We don't need to let this increase, at least as far as Peoria's lead. They have the puck in their own zone. Cale List has it, tries to get away from Olnick, and he does. He just backhands one to the blue line, and back comes Devine. Devine had it, lost it, 2-on-1 the other way. Olnick has Clark with him. Holden Olnick with a shot, save made by Perron. A nice one. Birmingham now on a power play as that pass intercepted by Ledzianko, who came out of the penalty box. A minute 30 of power play time remaining for Birmingham. This will be Birmingham's 5th power play opportunity of the night. Romeo, don't know why, but he drops it back. Ledzianko was in ahead of the play, but they didn't call that. What a just sloppiness right now. Behind the net, Zach Wilkie fires one, not out. Romeo keeps it alive. Phil Ledzianko drops it back for Romeo. Down low off the stick of Kip Ledzianko. He couldn't find a place to put it. Gagnon takes it and clears the ice. Gagnon took a shot on the way to the bench too. And Romeo with about 45 seconds of power play time remaining. Outside is called as McTavish went ahead just a little bit ahead of the play. Romeo paused a second, just a split second as he got to that blue line, and McTavish was in ahead of the play.
All your success 5-on-5 comes from getting the puck deep, Jody. I don't understand why you want to get on the power play and turn to do something different.
45 seconds left on the power play for Birmingham, and the penalty to Carlos Fernares. On the draw just outside the Peoria blue line, Kozarev has it. Nikita Kozarev in his own zone. Skates it, drops it for Glover. Glover sends it in for Kozarev. He's watched by List. Now loose puck along the far boards. Played 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Now finally comes free for Birmingham. Tipped away from Brierly on a nice play by Peoria. Brierly has to skate back in his own zone. 10 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Taylor Brierly takes a shot. Stick save made by Perone. And that goes into the netting and out of play with 5 seconds left on the power play for Birmingham. 7:48 to go here in the second period. Bulls trail 2-1.
And this is something, Jody, you're going to have to watch. 5 seconds left, very dangerous time, as Peoria's going to have that guy coming out of the box. You don't want to fall asleep on the blue line and give them an opportunity here.
Ledzianko for Birmingham, Phil that is, on the draw for Birmingham. Jordan Ernst for Peoria. Ledzianko controls. Matthews, slap shot. Score! What a shot! That one had eyes and saw that top corner. For a split second, Greg, I thought it rang off the post. But it bounced in off that netting, and Birmingham on the power play. Second power play goal of the night. Ties this game at 2.
Jody, Perone is really struggling tonight when he comes out. He's set for a shot. If he doesn't come off his post to find his angle, and that's exactly what we saw right there. What a blast, but he had half the net to shoot at, and do this on your power play. Just shoot the puck.
Yeah.
Rip them.
That's his second goal now.
There we go. High
Another
stick.
penalty. Ledzianko gets a high stick now. Of course, his brother Phil comes in to his aid as Crowder. Now everyone wants to tap somebody on their way to the bench. Little left tap here, little elbow there, little high stick in the gut there, a little shot to the manberries there, and before you know it, Birmingham's back on the power play. Here's the call.
Jordan Gaynor, 2 minutes for high sticking. Number 14, Jordan Gaynor, 2 minutes for the high stick. Time of the penalty, 12.
I did not catch who the assists were on the Matthews goal, but Kyler Matthews ties the score for Birmingham, his second goal of the year. We'll see if we can find the assist for you in a moment, but right now Birmingham back on the power play. Just silliness is what's caused it, though. These are unnecessary penalties by Peoria, but we'll take it. Play in the Peoria zone. Birmingham has it. Brierly just inside the blue line. Sends it for Kozarev. Kozarev deflected. Score! What a play! Kozarev just sends one in low. That puck deflected in front and barely trickled in over the goal line. But that's what happens, Greg, when you do stupid things and cause your penalties or cause your team to go on the power play or a penalty kill situation. Birmingham, third power play goal of the night.
And that's why, Jody, I'm really struggling with how this is going down here, because you see what's happening. And the Bulls, I love it because Kozarev gets a shot, just rips it low, and it's in the net. Shoot the puck. The guy's got 1594 goals against average for a reason.
We'll get the call in a minute. I'm not sure who the deflection was from, but Kozarev with a nice play now right in front of the Bulls bench. Trudell, of course, pushing and shoving with Higgins as they ran into each other. Here's the call.
Goal scored by number 74, Kyler Matthews. That's Kyler's second goal of the season. The assist number 23, Phil Ledzianko, and number 2, Corson Green. Goal scored at 12:21 of the second period. Number 74, Kyler Matthews.
We'll have to catch you up on all the score. And Birmingham's goals that tie it up came off the stick of Matthews at 12:17. Then taking the lead.
Bulls' third goal scored by number 39, McGregor Sinclair. His fifth goal of the season. The assist, number 7, Nikita Kozarev, and number 6, Taylor Brierly.
Okay. So 2 power play goals in a row. 21 seconds apart. The first one off the stick of Kyler Matthews, the second of the year. Phil Ledzianko and Corson Green on the assist. The next one at 12:38, McGregor Sinclair is 5th of the year from Kozarev and Taylor Brierly. And Birmingham back on the power play as Tristan Trudell in the box gives Birmingham their 7th power play of the night.
Well, they actually put Higgins in there too, so it's 4 on 4.
I'm sorry, I didn't see Higgins, so no power play. I apologize, my mistake. We're at 4 on 4 hockey. You have to help me out with this, Greg.
Okay.
Phil Edzianko brings it in the Peoria zone. Puts the brakes on. Remember, 4 on 4 hockey. Nice pass back to Clark, who whistles one wide. And Edzianko had a chance at the rebound, but it bounced over his stick. Of course, I say those things to you, Greg, in jest. I should have watched for it myself, but I had no idea Higgins was in the box as well. Matt Clark with the puck. Drops it for Glover. Brings it in. Glover through the slot. Had it poked away from him nicely by Gagnon, and Peoria clears. Here's Devine. Brings it into the Bull zone. He takes a shot. Kyler Matthews deflected and just trickles in harmlessly right to Austin Lotz, who covers it up. Face-off in the Bull zone. Birmingham with their first lead of the night, mind you, 3-2 with 6:01 to go here in the second period on the strength of 2 power play goals.
Well, I really like that look by Glover there, Jody. Cut to the middle and a little dump pass for Kozarev. Kozarev coming across. If he didn't blow that edge, he would have had a 4th one there because he was just getting ready to rip. And I like that out of Kozarev. He's got the shoot first mentality after having a little success there with that good tip by Sinclair.
Off the draw, Birmingham's Corson Green has it. Tips it ahead, Birmingham. Kyler Matthews gains that center ice stripe, sends it in. He's hit by Devine. Both go down. We'll keep an eye on those. They separate, and back comes Ernst. He'll bring it in. That's offside, as Ernst may have put himself in offside. Face-off will come outside that Birmingham blue line. 35 seconds remain on the penalties to both Ben Higgins and Tristan Trudell.
At what point, Jody, if you're coaching Peoria, at what point do you say, hey, guys, we were doing a lot better when we were playing hockey?
They've had a lot of penalties, Greg. And mind you, we haven't had a major penalty yet. It's all minors.
That's why I'm not really, I feel a certain way about it, but you know what? If the Bulls keep getting power plays, Jody, I'm just like, hey, just suck it up.
If they're willing to give you power play after power play after power play, take it. Just don't reciprocate.
Right.
Don't retaliate. Birmingham, Sinclair sends one right in, and it's stopped by Perron. I believe he was looking for maybe a rebound or a deflection. That was more of a pass than a shot, but it made it to Perron, who covered it up with 5:26 to go here in the second period of play.
Well, I like what the Bulls are doing, and maybe coming out of here, Jody, even 4 on 4, the puck comes back to the point. It's just got to be automatic. Everybody go to the net because the guy's going to blast it.
And notice Eric Levine, the acting head coach for Peoria, is barking orders across the way to Trudell, who's in the penalty box. I still find it odd that their head coach, J.G. Trudell, is not behind the bench for this road trip. It's Hayden Ford a shot. That is hit, really. It hit Kip Ledzianko. Almost bounced in. Good idea by Ford. Wilkie will bring it back into the Bull zone. Taken away from him by Ford. Sends it ahead to Phil Ledzianko. One man back. Ledzianko for Higgins. Still losing that slot. There's a shot taken. That one goes wide of goaltender Brandon Perron. He may have got a piece of that as well. We're under 5 to go, second period. Bulls up by 1. Remember, Birmingham has not had a game where they've scored more than 3 goals in the last 9 hockey games. Will that change tonight? Puck sent into the Peoria zone. Olnick will catch up with it first. No icing. Sends it around to the near boards. Drops it down low. It's intercepted, though, by Cale List and cleared to the blue line by Peoria and out. Crowder with the puck. Tried to set it ahead for Trezera. He gets past Green. Trezera still holding on to the puck. Drops it off near side. Gets past everyone. Goes around the far boards. There's a centering pass for Crowder. He couldn't get anything on it. And Birmingham clears. That one into the bench. of Peoria by Glover, and they're kind of giving him a strange look as if to say, was that on purpose? But the puck did make it into the Peoria bench, so a face-off here with our last media timeout of the second period. 3-2 Birmingham.
And that play that was broken up by Ryan Romeo in front of Austin Lotz right there on that last play, Jody. That was huge because if Romeo doesn't step up and take that pass away, there's two Peoria players standing on both sides of the post right there, and that could have really turned bad for the Bulls with just under 5 minutes left. So, great job by Romeo, but that's what it takes. You got to have good, strong, defensive, take care of your own zone, and then get the puck deep on these guys. Kozarev, one of the smallest guys on the ice, Jody, is the first guy in every single time, and the guy just takes abuse and keeps going and going and going. That's what I love about Birmingham Bulls hockey.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Along with Kozarev, the Ledziankos, they're sometimes the very first one to deliver punishment physically. And that's something you wouldn't expect from two skilled players that are small, that are rookies, that aren't known from, I mean, the country they come from, Belarus, is not really known for their tough hockey players. They're known for skilled hockey players. Off the draw, Peoria had it. Austin Weber couldn't clear. Zach Wilkie sends a shot deflected and it never made it through. McTavish will skate away for Birmingham. Tried to take the legs out from under. McTavish was bare. It didn't work. They both go down. Loose puck in the Peoria zone. Weber goes down. McTavish delivers a hit. Nazareth sets it up for Wilkie. Zach Wilkie ahead for Nazareth to Bear. Now it's loose inside the Bulls blue line, cleared by McTavish. Corson Green for Birmingham. Had it taken away from him by Zach Nazareth. Nazareth down on the play. Puck squirts past everyone. Higgins will try and get back, and he does. He beats him to the puck. Higgins with a shot save made by Perone. There's a centering pass. Ledzianko has shot another save by Perone. Peoria clears through center ice. Birmingham applying the pressure now, Greg, and it's coming from all kinds of different people, not just the usual suspects.
Absolutely, and I will say, Jody, I think that Green got away with one for the Bulls down there in the corner. Coming down, and he put a little Peoria finish on that down low and didn't play the puck and just cross-checked his guy down to the ice. We got away with one there, so maybe things are taking a turn, and if they're going to let it go both ways,
I guess.
You know?
Face-off in the Birmingham zone, controlled by Peoria. Ledzianko takes it away. Kept Ledzianko, backhand save made, and that puck just trickled off the post. That's the second time, Greg, that Birmingham has had Perone beat, and it just trickled off the side of the post and not into the net.
Crazy. And it's tough, Jody, because you see that play, and you want to tell the kids at home, when you make a play at the net, stop. You know what I mean? Always stop on the goal line instead of curling off into the corner and all that stuff. But Ledzianko, he was going so fast, it's tough.
Good play by Kip Ledzianko, just couldn't finish it.
Definitely.
Off the draw, loose in the Peoria zone. Drake Glover has it. Devine takes it away from him, but picks the puck up again. Glover along the near boards. And Peoria finally chips it out. Barlow will go back to get it for Birmingham as icing is called. 2:28 to go here in the second period. Bulls holding on to a 3-2 lead.
And Peoria changing up their defensive style a little bit here, Jody, because you can see Glover sitting on that side wall. Peoria sending two guys to the puck. So you've either got to move that puck quick in order to create an odd man opportunity somewhere else, but Peoria definitely being a lot more aggressive on their defensive checking.
Birmingham's Olnick, he takes a shot. That was blocked in front by Wilkie. Peoria clears. Devine sends it into the far corner. Ford catches up with it first, takes a hit. Peoria has the puck. Gillette sends it out in front. Save made. Rebound was right there. Birmingham manages to clear, and they'll send it back to the Peoria line. Peoria starting to put a little bit pressure on here for Birmingham, or for Peoria offensively. They're getting away from the body, so to speak, and trying to open things up. Now McTavish takes the puck into the Peoria zone, sends a weak backhander. No one there to deflect it in. Loose along the near side. Sinclair had it, but lost it off his stick into the corner. Sinclair trying to regain possession. Weber there as well. Now he takes a hit from behind by Devine, slowly to get up. That was pretty clear of a check from behind, but Fornares has it in the Bull zone. He sets up. A shot goes wide by Ernst. Alec Bear has the puck. He'll circle, far face-off circle. He takes a shot, save made by Lotz. I don't even think he saw it, but he was in such good position. He made the save, and the puck is cleared by the Bulls.
Well, Lotz has had 2 or 3 of those tonight, Joey. Just sound technical positioning has made saves for him.
Bear sets it up. Look out in front. Trudell was there, and the pass wasn't meant for him. It was meant for Wilkie, and he broke it up basically himself. Far corner, it's play. Trudell gives that elbow, 2 elbows to Matthews, gets away with it. Bear takes a shot. That one goes wide. Ledzianko picks it up, and he clears to center ice. 40 seconds to go here in the second period of play. Nazareth has it. Comes around in front. Centering pass for Wilkie. Takes the shot. Save made. Rebound. Wilkie is there. Couldn't get the shot off. And Sinclair clears for Birmingham. Big opportunity gone for Peoria. Now right back in the Bull zone. Gagnon drops it for Nazareth. For Fornares. Up against that far half wall. Fornares sets it up for Wilkie. He just spins and turns. That one gets past everyone, but well wide of the net. 5 seconds of time remaining here in the second. That shot comes right in to Lotz. With 2.8 seconds remaining, he decides to hold it and let us have another face-off.
Well, and you watch who this, with 2.8 seconds, Jody, you'll see Bear come to the bench. He's one of their skill guys, and I'm sure you'll see Ernst, Gillette, Devine.
Let me ask you this about that. Here he comes. I was going to ask you, do you pull your goalie in favor of an extra attacker? There's only 2.8 seconds left, and yes, Perone comes to the bench, so we'll have a 6-on-5 situation for Peoria.
Oh, yeah.
There's no really reason not to do it. Birmingham would have to win control of the face-off and have a perfect shot at an empty net to convert. But look at the traffic right at that face-off circle. Out 4 Bulls players. Now List and Romeo pushing and shoving. Matt Clark as well. They're talking about where the sticks are. Romeo's pointing out that he's not in the correct position. Speaking of Kel List, that is.
It's just going to be a bull rush. Stick first, right to Lotz.
Puck is dropped, sent into the corner, and that'll do it. I mean, it was a good idea by Peoria to try and get that extra attacker out there and get a shot off. But you got to gain control of the face-off immediately if you're both teams to have a chance. Didn't work. The puck squirted free to that far corner, and the period is over. And it was an excellent period for the Birmingham Bulls. Birmingham still being outshot, though, 37-27 at this moment. But more importantly, Bulls leading on the scoreboard 3-2. Greg, your thoughts on the difference of play for Birmingham in period 2 and what we saw in period 1?
Much better with the Bulls. I think they got rid of that slow game, and I think they got back to doing what they do best. That's getting the puck deep, attacking on the forecheck, going in, because when we pressure Peoria down low, Jody, they struggle with making a clean transition out of their zone. Where they really capitalize is when we make mistakes, either crossing their blue line or trying to exit our blue line. Peoria very good in that transition game, creating their offense on those chances, but when they stop behind their net, guys don't really know where to curl, they don't know what's going on, and the Bulls knock it down at the blue line.
What do you expect to see from Peoria as we come out into the third period? It's anybody's hockey game. It's just a one-goal game. It seems to me that anything Peoria has tried really hasn't resulted in what they were attempting to do. They're trying to gain control of this game to make Birmingham die into submission, basically.
Right.
Both physically and skating, and it just hasn't worked. What do you expect Peoria to do to change their fortunes, at least the way it's going at this point?
Well, I think what you're going to see, Jody, is more of what we saw in the final few minutes of that period, where they opened it up. They're coming across. They're starting to get more creative in the zone, where in the first half of that period, all they were trying to do is take every shot on net. If the puck went in the corner, they were just looking to go in there and hammer somebody in the numbers. So I think they'll get back to playing hockey, and that's a good thing. But, hey, I tell you what, the Bulls are taking some punishment out there, and it's not phasing them a bit. And I'm proud of the Bulls for standing up to it. And if, you know, I can't say I don't like what Peoria's doing, because if it was my team, I'd be like, wow, you guys are really they're doing everything outside of the rules that people are taught, but they're not taught during practice. It's little things like the horse collars and how to hit when you're about to get hit, and all of those things, those are things you learn after practice. You know what I mean? And Peoria does everything by the book like that. The Bulls don't play like that. But it's paying off, because the Bulls are getting the opportunities and they're making Peoria pay on the scoreboard.
3-2 the score, Birmingham up on Peoria. Let me ask you one more question. We talked about this last year as well. Birmingham is not a team constructed to bang and crash into the boards and come out with the puck in the corners or crowd the net. You have to do that in order to win these games. But Birmingham's just not constructed to do that. Yet you talked about, during that second period, dumping the puck in, going in after it, more of a dump and chase style type of game. Is that what you think Birmingham needs to continue to do, the dump and chase, or do you think we should carry the puck in at least the way skating teams and puck control teams do?
I think it's carried in until you get pressure, and then once you get pressure from Peoria's D stepping up, then you've got a bunch of options. You can chip off the wall and dance around them. That's where Birmingham has speed and agility and quickness that the Peoria defenders don't. And if they throw it deep and they've got a weak side winger going in with speed, I mean, you see Kozer.
Yeah.
How many times does he come through? He gets stepped up on, he dumps the puck in, and he's the first one to go get it himself. So, I mean, that's where Peoria's game, their defenders, they don't want to go be the first one for the puck. They want to let the Birmingham forward go in, and Olnick did a really good job behind the net one time, Jody. The puck came in down there. The Peoria D was right behind him, and he just scooted out behind the net, got the puck, and rimmed it around to the D, went low to high with it, shot on net, and now you got a scoring opportunity because everybody's chasing us looking for hits.
This is the first time in a year that I've actually seen Birmingham being pushed around and somebody trying to bully and take them out of the game, but Birmingham, it hasn't worked.
No, it hasn't.
And that's a very encouraging aspect if you're a Birmingham Bulls fan, to see that maybe we've turned the corner this way.
Well, you don't have to be physical to have grit, Jody. And that's what we've been looking for so much this year and last year too, is, you know what? Guys can be gritty. That doesn't mean you have to go out and fight and, you know, do all the stuff that Peoria is doing. I mean, yeah, that's big and physical, but that's intimidation. The Bulls aren't built for intimidation.
No.
But the Bulls, right now, they are playing with grit because they're standing up to the intimidation. They're taking it, and then they're coming back. They're putting pucks in the net, and that's the key, because it doesn't matter how many hits and how many guys you hurt in a hockey game. What ends up getting 2 points is putting more goals in the net.
Yep. All right, we'll take a break. We'll play a couple of advertisements and try and hope that we can finish up the interview with Craig Simchuk in between these two periods. The score at the end of 2 periods of play: Birmingham 3, Peoria 2. Jody Chernisky here along with Greg Dreveny from the Pelham Civic Complex. Stay with us, everyone. You're watching and listening to Birmingham Bulls hockey.
tonight. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahoba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahoba.
They're comfortable where they are. They're taken care of very well. They're playing certain roles or big minutes, and they might not see that same role or minutes here. So it is hard to entice players to take call-ups to come to this level.
You added Austin Weber to the lineup last night. He's a local kid, born and raised here in Birmingham, grew up playing in the youth hockey system at the old Alpine Ice Arena, and of course here. To be honest, when I heard he was going to be inserted in the lineup, I kind of thought, I don't understand that. I know he's not an AHL, ECHL type player, but I was really surprised. The kid came in and played, and he did not look out of place at all.
No, not at all. And I knew he skated. He was playing a men's league game Christmas Eve here, so we actually I caught him on the ice. It was a game time decision. I knew we were going to be shorthanded. We didn't want to approach a 3-game weekend with a short roster. And fortunately, he was available and wanted to play. We had him 3 years ago here, so we kind of knew what to expect. Great kid. He's going to work his butt off every single shift, no matter what. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the toughest, but he's fearless. He's going to do everything we ask of him. He's going to work hard every shift, take short shifts, and just keep it simple. And that was the biggest message when I called to him. I said, pucks in, pucks out, forecheck. That's it. That's all I want from you. And he comes in with a smile and says, absolutely. So for right now, he's obviously in our lineup for tonight, and we'll probably continue to hold on to him.
Speaking of injuries, can you give us any updates on the regulars, we'll call them, the guys that are out, including Hayden Stewart?
Stewie's progressing. He's on the 14 days eligible to come off on December 29th, but he's still doing treatment and rehab. It's positive. It's a positive message we're receiving from the doctors and physio, so I don't know. He hasn't been on the ice yet, so don't want to rush him back, especially goaltenders. You never want to rush them back with those kind of injuries, and Rosie's kind of in the same boat. It's an upper body injury. Day to day, I would still say probably could dress if it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. Not going to risk it at this time of year. We're looking long term. We don't need to have him tweak it or do something else to make it any worse. So we're just going to make sure he's fully healed when he comes back, which should be about a week. And same with Gillespie, another huge offensive guy, and dealing with some concussion issues, and it's progressing. It's slower than we all wanted, but I think he'll be back in the lineup shortly.
One last thing. Last night we win, get the extra point on the shootout, something that we haven't been very successful at over the last couple of years, and you and I have spoken about that at length. Last night I saw the same thing. That each player attacks the goaltender differently. There's no doubt about it. Did you give any special instructions? Because that was the number one goaltender in the league you were playing against. Colby Muse is there for a reason. It's not easy to beat him, whether it be on a breakaway or not. Was there any special instructions to try and attack him differently in the shootout?
I'd like to say yes, but I know the guys aren't going to listen to me, and I didn't want to get in their heads. I did hint at the ice conditions were getting a little snowy and slower and poor. Pucks may be bobbling a bit, so don't overhandle. Think shot first. I don't think we had a pure. Brierly had the one shot, but other than that, I think everyone tried to deke. Some guys have their signature move. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. So, no, I try to leave. I don't want to get in the guys' heads. I'll try to have subtle hints of what I think or expect the goalies to do or their tendencies, but for the most part, these guys have all done shootouts all throughout their career, so they know what they're looking for, what move they want to do.
Okay. Hopefully this series went well. We'll play this between the first and second. Thanks for joining us. Craig Simchuk here with Jody Chernesky. The end of one period of play. Tonight's game between. Okay, that was Craig Simchuk. Prior to tonight's game, sitting down with him at least for a few moments back in the coach's office, and more of a recap and what to expect prior to tonight's game. I don't know if things are going according to plan, like he said before, Greg, but I do know we're up in this hockey game, and I'm just point blank being 100% honest with you. I did not think, based on the injuries we have and the suspension to Dorsey, I did not think 4 points was a possibility against Peoria, but we're perilously close to doing it.
Well, Jody, it's one of those things where if you look at how the Bulls played in that 4-game stretch where they didn't win a game, absolutely, there's no chance of getting 4 points against Peoria. But they definitely took everything in, and over that break, and maybe that break was a good time, and Coach Simchuk talked about having a reset. You know what I mean? Just wiping the slate clean and coming back out after Christmas. And that's exactly what the Bulls did, but they're playing a different style of hockey, and I like it a lot better. They're being more defensively sound. They're just taking the opportunities when they get there, and they're working off of the transition game when Peoria has turnovers, and the Bulls are capitalizing.
All right, we're about 4 minutes away from the start of the third period. We're going to take a break. Greg, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you drive this car as many ways and as any way you want to. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny. The score once again at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham 3, Peoria 2. Stay with us, everyone. Third period action coming up.
Big games going on tonight. We had Knoxville beating Fayetteville 7-2. So that is big in the standings, as Knoxville, with those 2 points, that will put them up to 28 overall. So they are still 1 point behind Fayetteville and hold tight on to 4th place. Macon beat Pensacola 3-2 in a shootout. So I guess Macon will get 2 points, Pensacola will get 1. And so Macon, they climb up to 18 points, which is 2 points behind Quad City for that final 8th playoff spot. Roanoke, another big one in Huntsville tonight, the final in OT. So Huntsville will get a point. That'll put them to 35 in first place, and Roanoke will get 2 points out of that. So that puts Roanoke up to 25. And then here in Birmingham, the Bulls are up 3-2 on Peoria at the start of the third period. And the only other game we've got going on tonight is Evansville and Quad City. And Evansville, with 15 minutes left in the third period, is up 4-0 on Quad City. So Evansville looking to pick up another win tonight. That, if they do carry through and take that one home, that would put them up to 24. So this, for the Bulls, is a big 2 points against Peoria tonight, because with the win tonight, the Bulls would stay ahead of Evansville and be tied with Roanoke in 5th place. So, big situation here in the SPHL, as we talked about at the start of the year, about how it's always going to be a season and, you know, everybody's waiting for playoffs and all this. And with standings this tight and the parity of the teams, it is going to be very interesting here going into 2025 to see who will fill out the top 4 spots and get that home ice advantage going into the playoffs.
Okay, Jody Chernesky, I'm going to try and regain my composure off of that last 2 or 3 minute conversation I had. Greg Dreveny here along with Jody Chernesky. We're about to start the third period play. You got any other scores from out of town for us, Greg?
Yeah, I hit them all, Jody. We already went through all that.
Oh,
we
you did?
about,
okay. I'm sorry. I was kind of tied up with something else.
You were good?
Yes, I was. Trust me, I was very good.
I just went right down from the top and looked at everything, went over it, and we're getting ready to rock and roll here for the third period. But the bottom line is, Jody, in order to stay in line with Roanoke, a win for the Bulls tonight will put them tied for 5th place as Roanoke beat Huntsville tonight.
Well, I always am a proponent of one shift, one period, one game, and we need to get through this period. It would be wonderful to get through this period and come out with 2 more points and walk away somehow, some way with a Thursday, Friday night. I don't want to call it sweep, but 4 points to me is incredible if we can walk away with that. We're up by 1 as we're back to action. Puck sent into the Bull zone. Played up through center ice. Chase Spencer has it. He'll turn it and pin it right back in. I don't know how Birmingham's going to attack this game now offensively with a 1-goal lead, but that is not a lead you want to try and protect. You need to keep going offensively and keep the skates going now. Backhand and pass over Alec Bear to nobody. Ernst takes it and he fires when it goes into the netting and out of play. So a face-off back in the Bull zone.
And that's a great point, Jody, because we saw that last night in the third period where the Bulls were up 2-0, and Peoria, bang, was right back in it and locked it back up at 2. So you're right. The Bulls do not want to go into that defensive shell. They want to keep attacking here, especially with Perone on net. You want to get 15 shots this period if at all possible.
Off the draw, puck loose in that face-off circle. Kick free by Higgins and out. Goes straight to Kipledzianko. Tries to get away from Ernst. Ernst takes the puck away. They'll fight for it behind the net. Ernst using his body to position. He'll clear the zone for Nazareth. But Clark turns it right back in. We'll have a face-off coming up. Now the linesman having a discussion with Jordy Ernst. Peoria isn't shy about arguing with anybody in a striped uniform, are they?
No, they're going to do what Peoria wants to do. They think they rule the roost, and that's okay.
Well, until they're proven otherwise, they do. They're the defending champions, and you're going to have to beat this team to do anything about it. I kind of like that attitude if you want to know the truth.
Absolutely.
Face off in the Bull zone to the right of Austin Lotz. Comes right in on Austin. He turns it aside. There's a centering pass for Bear. That shot goes wide. Behind the net. Pressure being applied now by Peoria. Wow. This is what they do. Now Kipledzianko comes away with the puck, though. He'll skate it into Peoria zone. 3 Peoria Rivermen back defensively to easily knock the puck away from him. Gillette backhands one out and into the Bull zone. Just underway third period. Bulls up by 1, 3-2. Jordy Gagnon behind his own net. He'll wait for some place to go, look for an outlet pass. Gagnon ahead to Devine. He gets away from McTavish, brings it into the Bull zone. Greenback defensively. Devine circles, far boards. Still holding on to the puck. A full 360 degrees. There's a backhander right off the skate of Peoria in front, but it never made it through to Lodge. Now a wraparound attempt by Cale List. That one didn't get through. Played behind the net. McTavish along with Crowder. Both go down. Crowder will come out with the puck. He's hammered and played along the board. He gets back to List. List takes a shot. That one just goes wide. Birmingham needs to somehow weather the storm on this one and get the puck out of the zone, and they do as Austin Weber lists one right in on Perone. At center ice, Bear backhands one in. Line change for Peoria. Brierly sets it up far side for Hayden Ford. Ahead to Glover at center ice. Glover taken down from behind. Trudell causes the turnover, and Nazareth takes it away. He'll go in after the puck behind Austin Lott. Zach Nazareth played by Brierly. They'll hold each other up. Puck squirts free for Hayden Ford, and Ford gets it ahead for Phil Edzianko. It's off of his stick, though, and Peoria has control. Colton Olnick back into the Peoria zone is played there by Ernst. Ernst ahead for Gillette. Far side loose puck picked up by Wilkie, who's hit nicely by Higgins. And the puck coughed up for Lotz, who will whip it around the near boards and out.
Good job by Lotz on that clear. Careened all the way out, came out into the neutral zone.
Now Gillette walks in on Lotz, he scores. Bouncing puck found its way under the stick of Michael Gillette. He somehow was able to control it, got the shot off, top shelf. It was actually a knuckleball that beat Austin Lotz, and we're tied at 3.
And in that situation, Jody, as a defender, that's something you've got to do. You can't watch that puck. And Gillette, he didn't even have control of the puck. It just kind of bounced around and bobbled through the D, but he just skated right through both of the D and just whacked at that puck in the air, end over end. Lot's got a piece of it, but just not enough. And we're knotted at 3.
We'll have the call in just a moment, but that's a goal you'd like to have back, because it was just, I don't want to say lucky, but he was lucky and able to control the puck. It was bouncing and knuckling everywhere. Puck's into the Peoria zone by Birmingham. Gagnon has it. He'll send it around far side for Nazareth, who tips it back into the Bull zone. Right in on Lotz. He steers it aside for Sinclair along the near boards. Chip back into the Peoria zone. Here's the call.
The assist, number 10, Carlos Benares, and number 12, Frank Tezera.
Benares and Tezera on the assist. As Lotz holds on to the puck, we'll have a face-off in the Bull zone. 3-3 the score, 15:57 to go here in the third period. Setting up for what should be a good finish, Greg.
Well, you can see Peoria picking up the hockey play here, Jody. You see them, they're attacking 3 guys through the neutral zone. They're driving wide, they're crisscrossing through the Bull zone, looking for the little drop passes, and right now they're just trying to put everything they can in on Austin Lotz and then crashing the net and hoping for some rebounds.
It seems like every time they want to turn the notch up and turn that water faucet on hot, they can do it. And it usually results in a goal, as it just did then. Birmingham needs to find a way to get back out in front. There's a shot, a spin around, they score. Gillette right in front of the net. Devine took the original shot against the side board here, and the rebound, nothing Lotz could do about it. He made the initial save, went right to Gillette, and he gives Peoria a 4-3 lead.
Well, that was a great hockey move by Gillette there, Jody. You saw him, he had the puck behind the net, threw it out to Devine, and then instead of just standing behind the net and see what would transpire, he actually came out from behind the net, cut through the slot. Devine just threw it in on net. Gillette gets the rebound, and now they're up 4-3.
That's his second goal in less than a minute. Alec Bear brings the puck in the Bull zone. Bear still with the puck along the near boards. He'll just fire it around the boards. Behind the net, it's play for Tezera. Crowder is there, but Phil Ledzianko takes it away. He goes down. Now it's loose along the boards. Bear has it. He absorbs the hit from Ledzianko, and the puck pokes free. Birmingham will try and clear. Higgins had it momentarily. It comes to Kip Ledzianko for Higgins, just out of his reach. Birmingham was in on a 2-on-1. Spencer with the puck. He'll send it cross ice for Bear. Bear chips it in deep to Lotz. Lotz will play it for his defense, and Birmingham will try and get the offensive going. Sinclair gets it past Cale List. Ernst on him. Sinclair goes down. Loose puck, far boards. Played by Peoria. Can't get it out. Clark has it. He takes the shot, gloved in front. Now hold on for a face-off, as Perron saw that one the whole way.
And I like that by Weber. Weber doing the same thing. Gets the puck in there, works in the corner, chips it out to the point, and then jumps right back into the slot. The Bulls go D to D, shot from the point, and Weber skates right through. Perot made a great save.
To get you caught up on these last 2 goals, it has tied and given the lead to Peoria. The first one came at 3:28 of the third, a goal by Mike Gillette. Michael Gillette scores his 5th of the year, assisted by Fernaris and Frank Tezera. At 4:12, less than a minute later, he gets his second goal. Michael Gillette, his 6th of the year. Assist on the play to Chase Spencer and Garrett Devine to give Peoria, for the moment, a 1-goal lead at 4-3.
Well, the difference right now, Jody, in my opinion, is now Peoria is using their size and their physicality in a smart sense to play hockey, but they're playing hockey and not just out trying to bully. And you can see that the Bulls have to find an answer for this in a hurry.
Off the draw in the Peoria zone, comes free near boards, picked up by the Rivermen. Kel List can't get it out. Kozarev a good job to keep it alive for the Bulls. Now Gillette takes a hit from Glover, who takes the puck away. Sends it up for Romeo. A blocker save made by Perron, and Peoria will clear. Nice setup. Here comes Gillette. Look out, looking for a natural hat trick. He drops it back, still finds the puck. Now it's played behind the Bulls' net. Fernaris throwing his weight around. Puck comes free near side. Gagnon gets it to Fernaris. Carlos spins away near face-off circle. Loses the puck, though. Romeo had it, but his taken away from him by Devine. Fernaris sets up a pass looking for help in front, none there, and the puck escapes the zone back into Peoria's end, and icing is called on the Birmingham Bulls with 13:50 to go here in the third period of play.
Peoria right now are just swarming the Bulls in the offensive zone, Jody. Coming in, the D are jumping in, the forwards are covering for the D. Very hard for the Bulls to defend that, playing the zone. They have to switch up and go man-on-man here, because you've got to keep up with these guys or they're going to be in open ice, and that could be problematic.
Off the draw in the Bull zone. Clark is there. He's hit by Trudell. Puck comes near side. Olding had it. He just spins and sends it down the length of the ice. Once again, no icing. Played by Nazareth. Nazareth ahead for Trudell, who chips it in. Right back out. Played by Wilkie. Spencer ahead off the stick of Trudell, who's hit by Matthews. Matthews goes down. Lodge dangerously plays it off the boards and down the ice. Higgins fighting for control of the puck with Wilkie. Shot is taken, and the save is made by Perron. Greg, what happened?
Well, one of those situations where they were looking, Bear, one-on-one with Higgins, is looking for a call, but he's holding on to Higgins. Higgins is holding on to him, and it goes back and forth. Hey, it's a battle. So if you want to let him go, that's what happens. Higgins,
I like the way Higgins was battling on that, though. I mean, it didn't turn out the way we wanted, but he was battling for that puck.
Well, did a great job fighting through it, and then Bear wanted to turn around, and he's looking for a penalty to get called the other way.
Devine on the face-off for Peoria. Sinclair for Birmingham, controlled by the Rivermen. Puck bounced oddly to the slot, but Gillette comes away with it for Peoria. Now it's offside. It's called. See, kind of drew the puck back a little bit, hesitated for a split second and put his own man offside. So we'll try it again outside the Bulls' blue line.
Yep, too much stick handling there. Get the puck in, get it across the blue line. Too much neutral zone stick handling usually results in that offside.
13:07 to go here in the third period. Birmingham will try their best to even this out and get the equalizer. Right now we're down 4-3. Puck lifted gingerly into the Peoria zone, played by Ernst. He sends one off the boards. Barley has it in his own zone. Now behind the play, Ernst along with McTavish, little pushing and shoving. They'll skate away from each other. Ernst has the puck for Peoria. He's waiting to set the play up. Drazera back there, circling, waiting for him to make a move. Finally, Ernst does. Gets it off the boards for List, taken away by Kozarev for Ledzianko. Draws it back for Kozarev. A shot save made. Look what I found. Perron made the stop. Puck bounces in the air. We couldn't control the rebound. Near side cleared by Peoria. At Clark with the puck. Sends it for Romeo. For Olnick. Right in front of the Bulls bench. Puck comes free. Kip Ledzianko back to pick it up. He'll drop it for Romeo. Look at almost 2 men on the ice. Spencer keeps it alive for Peoria. Now Kip Ledzianko takes it away from him for Clark. Kipledzianko with a pass from his brother brings it into the Peoria zone. He couldn't get the shot off. Spencer blocked it. Puck came straight to Olnick. He couldn't get a shot off either. Near corner, Peoria has it. They'll just lift one down the ice. This one's going to be an icing call. His back to touch up is green, so a faceoff comes back into the Peoria zone.
A little bit of that fire that the Bulls had in the first and second, Jody, just the skating, they're just slowing down just a bit. And I'm hoping that here at the 10-minute mark, they can turn that around and get back to the way, moving their feet. I know Ledzianko a couple times, different in Europe when you have that wider ice, but going wide, keep driving wide, get the puck down low, cutting back through against these big defensemen, back to the middle is not working.
Face off loose. There's a backhander by McTavish. Save made by Perron. Nazareth clears for Peoria. Birmingham turns it right back in. Nazareth takes it away. Now loose at center ice. Zach Nazareth with the puck. Matthews on him. Tries a maneuver around Matthews. Couldn't do it. Matthews poked it away. There's a shot from the point. Blocked by Glover. Behind the net, Glover has it. Had it taken away from him. Devine with a pass back for Cale Liss. He just fires one deflected wide of Lodge. Puck played behind the net. Nazareth and Matthews back there. Gagnon comes out with the puck. Drops it for Fernaris, for Liss, down low. Here's where Peoria gets you in trouble. They get control of that puck, takes the shot, and they score. Just as I said so, that's what they do. They start with control of the puck, passing it around, skating around in half circles, take a shot, deflected, and score. And before you know it, it's 5-3 Peoria.
Well, Jody, on this one at home, I want you to rewind it all the way back to about 11 minutes and 29 seconds where Green had the puck, and we talked about Peoria and the transition turnovers. He had the puck right here at the face-off dot in the neutral zone and just half dumped it in right to the Peoria defenseman. Instead of just ripping it deep, put it off the glass, put it in the far corner, and give your forwards a chance to go get it. Peoria turns it over. They play past the puck in the Bull zone for about a minute, and it ends up in our net off a bad deflection.
Well, once they gain possession in your end and they start skating around the boards, it's Katie bar the door. They're going to have, if not a goal, an excellent scoring opportunity. Now, I don't know what the discussion at the scorer's table is. It was pretty clear. It's a good goal. That one came at 9:25, but they're still discussing something. Now both, it looks like Gillette, Birmingham's going to get penalized is what it is. Kyler Matthews being escorted to the box.
After the goal.
So unsportsmanlike conduct maybe. Here's the call.
For Kyler Matthews, 4 minutes for spearing. Number 74, Kyler Matthews, 4 minutes for spearing.
Not good.
Time of the
Kyler,
penalty,
not
9:20.
good. I'm sure there was a logical explanation, and I hope it's not just frustration, but a 4-minute power play when you're down 5-3 with only 10 and a half to go in the game does not mathematically add up to a good equation for your team.
Well, this is what you definitely do not want to do against Peoria, Jody, and that's be on the wrong side of the penalties. You start taking penalties against these guys, giving them time to set up, I guarantee you're going to see Alec there for about 4 minutes.
Off the draw, comes right in on Perron. He steers it aside for his defense, and here comes Ernst. Passes one over for Gillette. He has a pair of goals tonight for Bear. Alec Bear right through the slot, gets around McTavish. Back for Ernst, takes a shot. That one bounced off the boards wide, but the Bulls' McTavish clears down the ice.
I will tell you one thing, Jody. Watching Ernst on these power plays, he does not care about keeping the puck low for the guys in front. He just tees up one-timers like Bobby Hall, old school.
In front, looking for Nazareth. It bounces over his stick, and he probably wouldn't have enough real estate to get the shot off anyway, but it comes to Chase Spencer. Spencer bounces one off the boards, a pass over for Fernaris. Looking for Spencer in front, intercepted by Olnick, and he clears.
Good stick there by Clark to break up that one. Another backdoor attempt.
Back into the Bulls zone. Loose puck through the slot, picked up by the Bulls green, and he fires it down the ice. I don't see a lot of effort right now from Peoria to try and convert on this. I think they're content on letting that clock tick. Through center ice. Ernst brings it in. He drops it back for Devine for Bear. Wilkie takes a slap shot. That one goes wide. Rebound off the boards, controlled by Peoria. Devine drops it for Ernst. Rister, save made by Lotz. Puck behind the net. Devine sends it for Ernst. He returns it. Now Higgins tries to step in the way and get the puck away. It's tied up along the near boards in the corner. Puck comes free, and Ledzianko clears it down the ice. We're down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the double minor to Kyler Matthews for spearing. And a penalty that's probably going to be reviewed by the league office for a possible suspension, but that'll be another day. Now Peoria brings the puck into the Birmingham zone, fighting for it is Kozyrev. It comes free, though. There's Spencer with a shot gloved out of the air by Lotz, and he hangs on with 1:51 of power play time remaining for Peoria. 8:26 to go here in the third period. And Greg, I know you're killing a penalty and a double minor at that, but I think then they're clearing the puck well when they get possession of it, but at what point do you stop trying to clear the puck and start trying to create offense even though you're down a man?
Well, I don't think that you do in this scenario, Jody, because when you're in a situation where you've got a double minor against you, that first 2 minutes is the most critical, because if you get scored on in that first 2 minutes, the clock, it doesn't disappear and you don't go back to even strength. It just goes down to 2 minutes, and then you're still on the kill.
You know Peoria is not going to do anything to hurt themselves. And you know Birmingham really needs for them to make a mistake somewhere and capitalize on it. But if Birmingham intends on tying this game and getting back in it, it's going to take a mammoth effort to do so with only 8.5 to go.
Definitely will, and I'll tell you, Jody, even on these shots that are just hard dump in, like Perrone is struggling to pick up that puck when it's bouncing in. He missed the one on the dump on the far side with his stick. He double clutched and caught his heel over here on the dump on this side. If I'm the Bulls, you just got to do what Peoria is doing right now and just putting everything on net.
Off the draw, comes right in on Lotz, who covers it and will do it again. I know you've been in a situation like this before where you're in the net and you look up at the scoreboard and really no fault of your own, you find yourself have given up 5 goals. Is that a deflating feeling?
It can't be, because the object here, you've got 8 minutes and 24 seconds. You carry this through, you kill this off, then you've got 6 minutes to battle back, and the next goal is key, Jody. So it doesn't matter at 5, you've got to stop the puck.
If there is a next goal, I'm sure Peoria is content just to let things go as they are. And if you had them sign off on a 5-3 win to walk off the ice now, I believe they would take it. We're down to 1.5 minutes to go on the power play for Peoria. Fernaris brings it in. Drops it for Spencer. Kel List has it. Thought about a shot. Trying to get away from Higgins. He gives it to Spencer. Near face-off circle. Cuts down low behind the net. For List. Takes a shot. That one deflects wide. Along the near boards, Birmingham can't clear. Look at an odd bounce right into the goal mouth. Cleared by Birmingham, but not out. Devine has it. He'll give it for Spencer. We're down to 1 minute of power play time remaining. Chase Spencer. Back for Cale List. Takes a shot. Save made with all kinds of traffic out in front of Austin Lotz, and he holds it. That's a heck of a save right there, Greg.
Oh, it is, but you see what Peoria is doing, Jody. They're on that rhythm of they hold the puck, they make one pass, and then whoever has that puck, they shoot. They're not making 2 and 3 passes, looking to work it down low, going across crease, back door, or anything like that. They're just shoot first, put everything on net, and crash the net.
Off the draw. McTavish goes down. Now it's loose behind the Bulls' net. Played by Trezera out for Bear. Alec Bear drops it. Wilkie for Ernst. Slap shot on that one-timer. Lotz knew where that was coming from the whole time. He was waiting on it.
Oh, he did. And that's a great job by Austin Lotz. They come over, Jody. He didn't over-push. Was perfectly square. Shot by Ernst on the one-timer. Lotz pulls it in. No rebound. Face off.
Now we got an injury right off the bat on the draw. Gillette holding that right arm, that wrist or hand. We'll keep an eye on him, but he just immediately skated to the bench. And he'll go back to the locker room. I don't see blood, but either way, he's gone. Now Alec Bear has it. Gets away from one man, drops it down low. Return for Bear. Wilkie's right over here on the right wing side, waiting on a pass. Bear has it. Back at the point, a shot save made, rebound loose. And Loss did a good job himself to steer it aside, and the Bulls' McTavish skates away. Now he'll try in some offense shorthanded. You have no choice at this point. Wilkie ties him up.
Yep.
And a penalty coming up because he tried, Greg, to create some offense. It created a defensive zone penalty where Wilkie's now gone to the box, and that penalty that's on the board right now is gone for Birmingham, so we'll be back on the power play once again.
6:34, Jody. This is that time, and that's why you asked me the question about where's your head right now if you're Austin Lott, and it's like, hold us in, close the door, because this next goal, 5-4, now you're in a situation where you're down 2 goals. What you're looking to do right now, holding. Cut it in half, and you want to score 1 goal in each half of whatever time is left on the clock. Put this one into overtime, and then win it in the shootout.
Power play for the Bulls. Face-off in the Peoria zone. Colton Olnick for Birmingham. Zach Devine for Peoria. Bulls control. Romeo has it. Holds on to the puck, gives it to Phil Edzianko. Thought about a shot, turns it back to Romeo. From the point, blocker save made by Perot. Rebound comes to Phil Edzianko.
That's it.
Back for Romeo, almost bounced off his stick. Back for Edzianko, cross-ice pass, tipped away, look out. Here the other way comes Fernaris, really quick. Fernaris gets by one man, no penalty called, and Romeo thought he was going to get penalized. He looked straight at the referee, nothing there. Edzianko in the far corner in the Peoria zone. He can't get it, but it comes to his brother Phil for Brierly. Off the stick of Phil Edzianko. Loose puck, Olnick just spins, fires, save made, and easily cleared by Devine down the ice. 5:40 to go in the third period. A minute left in the power play for Birmingham. Sinclair with it. He's knocked down on the play, and that was a sloppy entrance, and it caused a turnover. Peoria clears.
Off the hinge.
Drake Glover draws it for Brierly, who skates away. Taylor drops it back for Kozyrev. He'll try and skate away from a couple. He does, brings it in. He just whips one around the board. Sinclair picks it up for Brierly. Takes the pass from Glover. Brierly holds on to it. Down low for Kozyrev. Back to Brierly. Down low it's play for Sinclair. Behind the net, McTavish to Kozyrev. Centers a pass. Brierly, a save made, and a good one by Perron. Whistle blows, and we're going to have another penalty called. Sinclair being checked out for a leak, and we're going to have a high sticking call. This one's going to come on Gagnon. So Birmingham will, for 14 seconds, have a 2-man advantage unless something else is called.
So you see where Peoria struggles, Jody. It's down low in their zone. They don't like playing defense. They'd rather be down there, making their way, making things work. But you can see the difference in the power plays. Where the Bulls get it, they want to pass up across, go down, back to the winger, back up top, come across here, over here. Edzianko had a chance here. If he would have shot the puck instead of trying to thread the needle, saucer passes on the power play, I don't care. They don't work, Jody.
Just shoot the puck.
Shoot the puck.
100% agree with you, Greg.
Shoot the puck, crash the net, because the Bulls are doing a very good job when they do shoot the puck. They're getting all the rebounds and they're throwing it back up top. It should be a shooting gallery in there.
Yeah.
Up top shot, one pass shot.
I've told the story before, but I had an uncle in Welland, Ontario, Canada that I remember as a kid watching a Maple Leafs game play against Boston, and he was so angry at the Leafs for what you just said, not shooting the puck, passing it. As a 7-year-old kid, I heard the word, the F word for the first time in my life. And I thought my mom was going to kill him, but it echoes still true to this day. Just shoot the puck. 5-on-3 advantage for the Bulls. Glover on the draw for Birmingham. To say another goal here by Birmingham is big is an understatement. Off the draw, Spencer has it for Peoria. He'll skate far boards and clear it, and that'll do it for the 5-on-3 advantage. Birmingham will still be on the power play 5-on-4, though, as Brierly brings it up the ice. I don't know why, but he drops it back for Sinclair to Kozarev. Nowhere to go because of that hinge pass. Kozarev just dumps it in. Comes to Brierly. Far side Olding. Taylor has the puck. Brierly looks for a place. Gives it up to Kozarev. Return to Brierly. Fires one in. That one deflects high. Loose in front of the crease. Still in.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know how that puck didn't make it in the net as Sinclair is down, as is Perron. Greg, how does that puck not go in the net?
Jody, I want to say that puck rolled up the crossbar on top of the net. Talk about an opportunity by the Bulls, but you see what I mean? Throw the puck on net, hits Perron on the shoulder, goes 25 feet up in the air, and then it's just utter chaos, and that's how you're going to score goals.
We haven't seen a replay yet, but I'd like to. That one right there could have easily been a big difference in this game.
There it is. Blockers it, shot up,
and
look, and I'm telling you, it rolled up the crossbar.
Peoria clears the zone, gets past Romeo. Look out, Fornaris is going to beat him to the puck. Carlos Fornaris with the puck, hit by Olding. And that's loose along the far boards, played. Ledzianko, Phil, that is, has it. A minute to go on the power play for Birmingham. We must score a goal here to have a chance. Romeo drops it back for Ledzianko, ahead for his brother Kip. And Peoria sends it down the ice. I have no problem with a no call on that, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Birmingham's Romeo with the puck in his own zone. 40 seconds to go. Drops it back. Kozarev takes a hit. McTavish sends it around the boards. Glover, far side, fighting for control of the puck. It comes free. Crowder had a chance to get it out, and he didn't. Brierly now has it. 20 seconds to go on the power play. McTavish takes a shot. Save made. Rebound loose. That one goes just wide. McTavish or Sinclair fighting for it. Comes to Kozarev, and he shot the puck right into the glove of Brandon Perron. How in the world does this happen? That's the second time in a minute that Birmingham should have had a goal, and for whatever reason, Perron, holding on to that lucky rabbit's foot, keeps it out.
Well, good save by Perron. He read the play well, but the Bulls had traffic coming down right across to Kozarev, and nobody there, and what a save.
All right, 13 seconds of power play time remaining on the penalty to Jordi Gagnon. Face-off in the Peoria zone, controlled by the Rivermen. They can't get it out. Kept alive by Brierly for Ledzianko. For Brierly, 5 seconds left. Kozarev one-timer. That one whistles wide. Ledzianko has it. They're back at full and even strength. There's a shot from the point. Save made by Perron. Rebound comes free along the side of the net. Still being poked at and fought for. Finally, Peoria clears it. And that'll do it for the power play. Birmingham's net is empty. And icing is called with 2.5 to go. Birmingham opts to pull Austin Lutz in favor of an extra attacker.
They've got the right idea.
Not much else you can do.
They've got the right idea. I just hate that it took 2 periods and 15 minutes to start doing that. Because if we just started doing that at the start of the game, Peoria has absolutely no idea how to defend those shots that come in, go up in the air, drop it down, and here they are.
We'll have a timeout here. I don't know if it's Birmingham's or Peoria's, but Lotz is out of the net. So we'll have 6 offensive attackers on the ice. We had a 5-on-3 for a short bit of time, then of course 5-on-4, and a couple of chances that really, Greg, I'll just be honest, the guy was lucky. I mean, Kozarev's last shot had an open net, and Perron was down on the ice, and for some lucky reason, Kozarev's shot just went right into the mitt of Brendan Perron.
Well, Jody, He's here for a reason. And when your team battles back after you were shaky for 2 periods, and then they come out in the third and they get a bunch of goals and now you're up 2, that changes your mindset as a goaltender. That does make a difference on your psyche, and that's really what it's all about.
All right, face-off coming up in the Peoria zone. You just kind of hope the silly stuff and the craziness doesn't start over the next 2.5 minutes, regardless of who scores or if they score. But I can sense it if there's an empty net or goal here, you might see something crazy. Off the draw, a puck comes right into the goal mouth, cleared by Chase Spencer out. Ryan Romeo has it just inside his blue line. He'll skate ahead. Off the stick of Fernaris, Birmingham can't gain control of the zone. Now it's loose in front of the Peoria bench. Comes back for Birmingham defensively. Ledzianko will bring in. Remember, Birmingham's net is empty. An extra attacker on the ice. Zach Wilkie tries to clear it out. It goes into the netting and out. Now Gagnon pushing and shoving with Kip Ledzianko. Nothing's going to happen there. But 2:03 to go here in this third period of play. Birmingham desperately trying to get that goal to get it within 1.
Well, they're bringing that fight, Jody, and like I said, there's a chance. I think as long as there's time on the clock, the Bulls, all they need is 2 shots.
Face off to the left of Perron. Controlled by Peoria. That's Cale List. Sends one back into center ice where Birmingham has it. Romeo fires it right back in. Out of his net, Perron stops it. Bounces over a stick. Glover lets it go. Back for Brierly. Kozarev for Romeo off his stick. Look out, Romeo. Nice pass to Kozarev down low for Glover out in front. He tried to backhand one off the back of Perron. Almost worked. But Perron reaches back behind him and holds on for the faceoff.
Once again, too many passes up top, Jody.
I can't disagree with you, Greg. I can't. As another timeout is being called. 1:36 to go. You get the feeling that it's going to take something big. It's not out of the ordinary. I mean, it's not like it's impossible. But it's going to take a monumental effort for Birmingham to pull this one off.
Well, I think Peoria has shut down the offensive mindedness.
Definitely.
I think for the most part, they put away the physical aspect of the game right now. They're just fighting for dear life, trying to hold on to this one. And at the end of the day, Jody, I think there'll be a little bit of respect from Peoria.
Yeah,
they tried
no
to
kidding.
come in, they tried to bully us, and, the Bulls didn't stand down. They fought through it, and 1:36 here, still an opportunity. Got to get the first one, though. That's what I'm saying. Down by 2, every puck on your stick, you got to get on net quickly.
6 attackers out for Birmingham. Has been that way since the 2:45 mark of the third period. We're down to 1:36 left. Whistle's blowing. I don't know what the linesman's trying to stop play is, but face off to the left. A Perron won by the Bulls. Romeo has it. Down low, it's played for Glover behind the net. Sinclair tips it over for Ryan Romeo. Right back around. Glover had it. Pinching in is Kozarev to keep it alive for the Bulls. Played near side Romeo. Pass out for Kozarev. It's knocked away by Fernaris. Back into the Bulls' zone. Loose with an empty net picked up by Brierly. We're down to a minute to go here in this third period. Bulls trail by 2. Wrapped around the board, stopped by Perron for Spencer. Spencer for Fernaris, who clears it down the ice. This is going to be an icing call. Is back to pick it up is Brierly. No more timeouts, though, so we got to come back in, and the play, I hope, is already set up. And it's just going to take, as you said, they're going to have to fire the puck to score a goal.
Well, you have to, Jody. You've got a 6th guy out there. Austin Lott's out of the net. You want to put 2 guys up top maybe, but, I mean, you want to have at least 2 or 3 guys in front of the net, don't you?
Well, I would want as many as I could, and like you were saying, shoot the puck low. You never know. Bouncing it off many skates and many legs I've seen before in my life as the crowd's beginning to hit the exits. I'm not willing to give up yet, but with only 51 seconds remaining, it's not looking good. But we can do this.
Absolutely. One right off the draw. What's the fastest turnaround for 2 goals back-to-back, Jody? Do you know?
I don't know, but when you said right off the draw, I remember big Vaslav Nedemansky, former Bull and Hall of Famer, used to be so good at those one-timers right off the draw. Along the near boards, Clark steps into his man Ernst. Puck comes free for Birmingham, though, forward for Higgins, who walks in, takes the shot, blocker save made. Puck loose along the boards near side. Olnick fighting for it with Wilkie. Comes free. Ledzianko had it, but it chips off him. Look out. Fernaris back to get it with an empty net. Fernaris looks for a place to pass. He has the puck. Far side. Spencer scores, and that'll do it right there with 20.5 seconds left. Fernaris just outraced everybody to the puck. Birmingham was spent physically. He gained control, went to the near boards, found Spencer, fired it to him, and this game is done. A 6th goal of the night. Peoria leading 6-3. We haven't mentioned tomorrow night, I don't believe yet. It's Legends Night here at the Birmingham Bulls Pelham Civic Complex. If you remember the old WHA days, the jerseys we had, the old Bull logo, in my opinion, the best Bulls logo I've ever seen. We'll be wearing that tomorrow night. The players will be in there in that royal blue old Bulls logo. Greg and I will have some old throwback stuff as well. It's Legends Night. Phil Roberto will be in town. John C. Stewart, John Gee Legacy, all the old guys that were here. Frank Beaton, my old color commentator as well, will be here. It's going to be a fun night. A lot of merchandise for all us old guys that remember the WHA days that you'll be able to purchase and have. I'm looking forward to it, to seeing some of the people I haven't seen in a long time. But tonight, this one's done. 6-3 is the final score. Peoria just tore Birmingham up in the 3rd period. 4 unanswered goals. We went into the 3rd period up 3-2, and we come out losing 6-3.
Well, I think the Bulls mustered everything they could for 5 periods in extra time last night, Jody, and came out and, like I said, they just lost a half a step there, and that was all Peoria needed. Peoria put their sticks up and put their gloves away, and they decided to play some hockey in the 3rd, and that's what they were saving it for. But you see their mentality and their philosophy when they play. They want to beat you down, beat you down, wear you down, and then capitalize once you're tired. So good effort by the Bulls.
Well, let's just keep in mind, too, Birmingham is beyond shorthanded. When you lose your top 2 scorers for any length of time, much less 2 games in a row, to what I still say is the best team in the league, you're in trouble. But we managed to win last night and play tough for really 2.5 periods tonight before things just fell apart. But nonetheless, tomorrow night, Macon comes to town. The Mayhem always gives the Bulls problems, no matter how good or bad the Bulls are, how good or bad Macon is. Macon seems to play well against Birmingham. But I'm looking forward to it, as I said, because of Legends Night. And I get to wear an old Bulls logo that me and my dad used to go to the hockey games and see back in the day. It's going to be a fun night. My grandkids are going to be a part of it. It's going to be fun. And also, as well, I forgot to mention, my grandson in England is watching, will be watching this one tomorrow, Nikolai Dancock. Papa misses you, buddy. I wish you could be here tomorrow night, too. But either way, this has been a 2-game set with Peoria. I didn't think we'd end this way. I didn't think we'd get any points out of this, to be honest with you, Greg. And we managed to get 2. If we can get 2 more tomorrow night, 4 out of 6 points is a great way to have this 3-game stand go.
Well, that was the goal, Jody, and that's where we're at. So at the end of the day, you came in, and, I think everybody, no matter who you are, said, hey, The goal coming into this weekend is 4 points.
Yep.
If you get a split with Peoria and say we're going to get 2 points out of that, those 2 games, and then come back and have a game to win against Macon for the other 2 points, I think everybody would take that deal. So right now the Bulls are sitting right where they want to be. They want to come out with the extra 2 points tomorrow, accomplish their goal for 4 out of 6, and away you go.
All right. I hope you'll be with us tomorrow night. It's going to be a fun night. I hope you'll come down and see it, but if not, you can always join us here on YouTube for the audio, or if you like to watch on TV with Flow Sports, you can join us that way as well. But for Greg Drevany, I'm Jody Chernesky. Final score, Peoria 6, Birmingham 3. Thanks for joining us.